Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini, and we have made it. Another Pittsburgh Steelers season is upon us. The off-season, all the storylines, all the drama, everything, the preseason, it is all behind us. Real football beginning in about 15 minutes. Your Pittsburgh Steelers against the New York Jets. That is what we are here to talk about and react to today. On the screen to my right, the CBS pregame crew. I'm seeing former Steeler coach Bill Cowher right there. It should be a very fun day ahead of us here on the channel. If you are new here, please welcome first and foremost. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, leave a like, share this live stream, and comment on this live stream as well. Any thoughts, questions, or opinions that you may have, you can get those in there. I can pop those up on screen at a moment's notice, just like that. Also, go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And just forget that last part, SCSR60. That is for weekdays. But welcome, all of you, to the live stream. Steelers, Jets, lots to talk about this game real quick within the next 10 or so minutes before kickoff. Today, Steelers, Jets, we're going to talk about some key matchups for today's game, some top stories we will start talking about here in a minute, the inactives for today's game, and I will give my final predictions for today's ball game, time permitting. Let's talk about what we're here for today, why we're watching this game, why is it so important, why is it the most talked about Steelers game, week one game, in quite some times. Well, the Steelers this offseason brought in a ton of new faces. Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, DK Metcalf, Darius Slay, and a handful of others. But the biggest one amongst them is Aaron Rodgers, and that is the top story for today's ball game. It is the QB matchup, Aaron Rodgers against Justin Fields. It is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, in NFL history that opposing quarterbacks who each played for the opposing team the previous season have started against each other in week one. That is per the Elias Sports Bureau. No offense to Justin Fields, however, but all eyes, they are on Aaron Rodgers today. He has had cameras flashing in his face ever since he walked into MetLife Stadium today. Out there for pre-games, was throwing with the same ball boy for the Jets that he threw with when he tore his Achilles 2 years ago. But a man who was once the face of hope and optimism for the Jets organization, and it is now turned to enemy of the state for Aaron Rodgers. He will now, for the first time in his long, illustrious career, ladies and gentlemen, enter a road stadium against a former team of his. Has not been back to Lambeau, nor if he's going to retire at the end of this season. He will never go into Lambeau as an opposing quarterback, but now as an ex-member of the Jet, first time ever that he is in a road stadium where I'm sure hostility that he may not be used to awaits him. I feel like anything and everything that Aaron Rodgers does today, good or bad, is going to get blown out of proportion. So we should have a ton of fun today breaking down the little minute details of his play. As for Justin Fields, point blank, I think this is it for him. This is his last real shot with the New York Jets to prove that he is a starting quarterback in the NFL. I'm sure Jets fans, they are pumped to have him. I know some Steelers fans are upset that he left. But today, aside from Aaron Rodgers and seeing how he looks entering into his age 41, about to turn 42 season, did the Steelers make the right choice this offseason, moving on from Justin Fields? Couple other top stories for today's game. Cam Hayward, he is back. He got a pay raise that he wanted. Well, kinda. If you're new here, if you have not been keeping up with the Steelers, Cam Hayward, roughly a week and a half left in Steelers training camp at St. Vincent College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. It was revealed that he was upset with how much money he was going to make this season compared to other defensive linemen in the league, and add on him having an all-pro season last year. On Friday, Hayward didn't give a definitive answer on if he would play today. and he kept subtly hinting that his hold-in could carry on into the regular season throughout his whole hold-in situation. He said on Friday that his group and the team, they were still talking and holding out hope that they could get a contract reworked, and it happened last night. Steelers and Hayward reached an agreement on a revised deal that adds $3.2 million in incentives this year and allows him to earn a potential $18 million this season. However, those incentives purely based on playoff performance and playoff wins. So that is interesting there. Hayward will play today. At least that's what Adam Schefter says after getting, his revised deal incentives, all that. No reason why he shouldn't play today. But I am a little bit worried about Hayward today. In his availability on Friday, didn't sound off or give the vibe of a guy who is all of a sudden going to flip the light switch and be solely focused on running through whatever offensive lineman lines up in front of him and chasing around Justin Fields for 4 quarters. Did not get that sort of impression off of him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has a sluggish start to the game today. If he does have that sluggish start, it is going to open up a whole new can of worms for the Steelers fan base to, throw at him here. Cam and the fans, the hold-in that he did kind of viewed as a necessary, and reason why is because it came from one of your leaders on your team in a off-season and training camp that relatively had no drama whatsoever. And then a guy that you probably least expect drama from dropped his hold-in situation on us. Did that whole thing through training camp. In the end, he got nothing guaranteed from it. So if he does the smallest thing wrong today, going through that whole process and getting pretty much nothing in the immediate from it, if he does the slightest thing wrong today, Steelers fans, they are going to let him have it. Hopefully, though, this lights a fire under Cam and under the Steelers defense as a whole. They're the highest paid defense in the NFL by far, and they have underachieved significantly once in the playoffs. So the Steelers pretty much giving Cam his incentives, but they are all about playoffs. I think that's an excellent move by them. If Cam and the defense wants to continue being the highest paid defense moving forward, they are going to need to earn that money when the lights are the brightest. Last top story here for today's game, ladies and gentlemen. This one for the New York Jets. They, as Justin Fields talks right there, suffered a big blow to their offensive line this week. Kind of like the Steelers, the Jets, over the past couple of years and past couple of drafts, they have built a young but high potential offensive line, and one of the veterans of that offensive line in Elijah Vera Tucker, their starting right guard. He was lost for the season with a torn tricep earlier this week. Now, backup center for the Jets, Joe Tipman, will be playing right guard. And this pretty much washes out one of the advantages that the Jets had in the ballgame today. Elijah Vera Tucker going up against whoever is replacing Derek Harmon probably was going to be a win for them. Now that you have a backup against the backup, probably going to be a wash in the end. Moving on to real quick, some key matchups, ladies and gentlemen, for today's ball game. Let's start on the offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Some matchups that I'm looking forward to for today's game. The Steelers' young tackles against the Jets' edge rushers. 2 first-round picks in back-to-back years for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu. The outcome of this season for the Steelers may be centered around these two and how they do, and I'm almost considering both of them as rookies right now. Jones hasn't played left tackle in over 2 years, going back to his days at Georgia, and Fautanu basically is a rookie, played about a game and a half last year before suffering a season-ending knee injury. They will get a solid test right off the bat this season, going up against the likes of Will McDonald, Michael Clemens, and Jermaine Johnson. Jones will face an underrated pass rusher, in my opinion, in Clemens, while protecting Aaron Rodgers' blindside. And Fautanu, if I had to guess, he will probably be on an island most of the day with the speedy McDonald all game long. So, interesting matchup there between the Steelers tackles and the Jets edge rushers. Staying with the offensive line, another matchup I'm looking forward to today Zach Frazier versus Quinnen Williams. This easy matchup between two players who are top 5 at their respective positions. Frazier, I think I and all of Steelers fans can agree that he is looking really good at carrying on that lineage of some of the all-time great centers in NFL history to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He also last year faced a solid lineup of defensive tackles, the likes of Grady Jarrett, DeForest Buckner, Chris Jones, Jalen Carter. So he does have some experience against some big-time defensive tackles. However, Quinnen Williams, did not see Frazier last year. Even though the Jets and Steelers played, Frazier was injured for that game. Quinnen Williams is a dog, and I don't think he gets enough recognition just because he plays on the New York Jets, who have been terrible over the past couple of years. Hopefully Frazier avoids a sophomore slump and that those snap issues that he had in training camp are past him, because he is going to have his hands full all day with Williams, and this matchup could be pivotal in getting the Steelers' running game get going today. A couple other quick key matchups here before the game comes on here to my right. Real quick, pause. That beautiful CBS chime is back, ladies and gentlemen. Hell yeah. Excited to get things going. Iron Eagle JJ Watt on the call today. Real quick, trying to wrap up my pregame notes here in quick fashion. Another key matchup on offense I'm looking forward to today, Calvin Austin versus Brandon Stephens. Could have gone with the easy pick here in DK Metcalf versus Sauce Gardner, but I'm going to go with the number 2s here. Brandon Stephens, ex-Raven, now a member of the Jets. All right, but gets burned quite a fair bit. Calvin Austin, who is the de facto, by necessity, wide receiver 2 for this Steelers team. He is going to be a big factor in the Steelers' passing game here today, in my opinion. I wouldn't mind if we see a switch up of who lines up across who here and then. If DK Metcalf goes up against Brandon Stephens, I'm okay with that, because I view that as a matchup well in the favor of Metcalf. And if Austin even goes up against Sauce Gardner, cool as well. I think Austin could, do all right in that scenario, because Gardner, back when he came out of the draft a handful of years ago, said that the toughest wide receiver he had to cover in college was Austin. Moving over to two key matchups on defense that I am looking forward to today. TJ Watt versus Armand Membo. I like Armand Membo a lot. Rookie first-round pick this past year for the New York Jets. I'm sure he will get some help from tight ends here today. But even so, I need to see TJ Watt dominate him. I get it. First-round pick. Probably going to get some help in some way, shape, or form throughout the game today. But Watt, $41 million per year he got this offseason. Also got locked up by a rookie in Roger Rosengarten for the Ravens last year. I need to see TJ Watt flash that prime defensive player of the year, TJ Watt here today. And the last matchup of the day here, this is actually a group versus a group. The Steelers inside linebackers versus the New York Jets running game. This Steelers inside linebacker core is as loaded and as healthy as we have seen it in years. Patrick Queen, second year in the Steelers defense. Peyton Wilson, coming off a strong rookie year, now a starter. Cole Holcomb back healthy after the devastating knee injury. Add in Malik Harrison, who you brought in from the Ravens this offseason, and a rookie special teamer in Carson Bruner. Top to bottom, Steelers inside linebacker room, probably the best on the team. However, they are going up against the second best mobile quarterback in the NFL behind Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. And they will also go up against a solid running back tandem of Braylon Allen and Breece Hall, who are maybe not so much on the stat sheet that intimidating, but they can make the Steelers defense look silly. So those are the key matchups here today. Steelers and Jets about to kick off, ladies and gentlemen. It is a nice 66 degrees at kickoff, and it looks like we might have a little bit of rain to begin this ball game here for the Steelers. That should subside by the second quarter. Kickoff is underway, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. This one is going to be fielded, coming out past the 20, up past the 30, and then slung down by Malik Harrison. That was number 3 there for the Jets. Let me bring up their roster real quick. I'm going to, at least for the first little bit of this game, be a little bit queasy on who I know on the Jets here. Derpy Entertainment, what's up, Derpy? We are watching some Steelers football. There is Aaron Rodgers on the bench. Justin Fields in at quarterback for the New York Jets. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Fields under centers. The lone back in the backfield is Breece Hall. It is going to be a handoff to Hall. Stutter steps, breaks through the first level, breaks into the secondary, up past the 50. A gain of about 18 yards right away for Breece Hall. Tackle made by Jalen Ramsey. Ran it left. Great shifting by the Jets offensive line. Got past the likes of Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward. Even Isaiah Loudermilk was there. We are going to see a rotation at that left defensive end spot, ladies and gentlemen, for the injured Derek Harmon. He is inactive today, so Isaiah Loudermilk, Y.A. Black most likely going to fill in for him. Another run here for Breece Hall. Running left, cutting up past the initial wave of defenders again. Tackled short of the marker. It's going to be second down and short here. There you get our first look at Aaron Glenn, new head coach here for the Jets. He's fired up for Breece Hall, who now checks out of the game. Aaron Glenn, probably not the most liked man in the world by Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers heading into this game. We remember when Rodgers was pretty much kicked off, the Jets said that they will not bring him back. They had Rodgers fly to New York just to tell him in 5 minutes, you're not coming back. A second down run here by the second part of that running back tandem, Braylon Allen. Going to be just short. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 here. Tackle made by Alex Highsmith. Isaiah Loudermilk still out there at left edge. We'll keep an eye on him throughout the day. TJ Watt. Camera's on him. Looking to make a play here. 3rd and 1. The Jets are going to try to sneak it in. They do easily. Steelers caught off guard by that one. Justin Fields getting the first down and then maybe a couple extra yards tacked on it for that sneak. If he would have stayed on his feet there instead of tripping over, one of his offensive linemen, or no, Patrick Queen had his foot. Fields could be off to the races right now. Here we go. Fields with Hall behind him. Could we see our first pass of the ball game here for Fields? The Jets, we know that they are going to run a ton in today's ball game. Fields now looking to pass. Throws it wide here. Sliding catch made by Garrett Wilson. Had a hold on to it there. Popped a little bit loose there, but did not hit the ground. Catch made. The first old Ohio State connection of this ball game. Wilson and Fields played in college together. It's going to set up another 2nd and short here. Steelers giving up big plays on 1st down so far here. Jets 5 yards away from the red zone here. A handoff to Breece Hall. He gets the Jets in the red zone now. A gain of about 6 or 7 yards there. They are at the 20 now. It's a 1st down. Jets, they are driving. This is not looking good right here. Back to the comment section real quick. THP, should be a close game. Not sure what to expect from either quarterback. That's pretty much the question of the game. How does Aaron Rodgers look after, not playing at all this preseason? And how does Justin Fields look against the Steelers, the team he was with last year? We will see now. Fields under center here. Handoff here. It's Braylon Allen. He is going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gains about 1. TJ Watt with the tackle there. It's now going to be 2nd and 9. Real quick, got cut a little bit short in my pregame notes. Hopefully, going to knock on wood that tides turn here. Final predictions here for this Steelers game. The Steelers 4-1 in their last 5 week 1 games, 11-6-1 overall. with Mike Tomlin as head coach in week 1. Handoff here to Braylon Allen, trying to make something out of nothing, and he is going to get taken down for a loss. P.J. Watt. He and about 2 other Steelers giving no lane for Braylon Allen, and they get past the Jets' offensive line. Cam Hayward in on the stop as well. Loss of 2 yards there. The Jets 1-4 in their last 5 week 1 ball games. Let's see what happens here. Can the Steelers defense on their first drive of the season bend but not break? We're going to try to see that happen right here. A handoff here. This is going to be to, I believe that is Davis, the 3rd string running back. He is going to be tackled well short of the sticks at about the 15-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down here for the Jets. Let's see. Are they going to bring on the field goal unit? Looks like they are. Jets offense coming off the field, so it is a field goal coming up here. Nick Folk, long-time NFL kicker. I believe a former Tennessee Titan, maybe a former New England Patriot as well. Snap down, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. So the New York Jets, they get on the board on their first drive of the ball game. It is 3-0. Just like that. Steelers defense got some things to figure out on the sideline right now. The running game got the best of them on the first couple series there. First couple first downs. But then we'll take it for a start. We're going to say, hey, we got a lot to improve on there, but holding the Jets to just 3, we will take it. That brings me, by the way, to my final prediction for today's ballgame. I did not get to mention pregame. I mentioned the Steelers record week 1 versus the Jets, complete and total differences. My final score prediction for the game here, I'm going to knock on wood so I don't jinx it. 23-16 Steelers. I have as my final score here today. 2 offensive touchdowns, 1 in each half for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they are going to come 1 each way. 1 passing touchdown, 1 running touchdown. Chris Boswell today for the Steelers. I think he's going to go 3 for 4 on field goal attempts. I was, waffling a bit. Could go 3 for 3, but I think he will get an extra attempt here that he is going to miss, both due to the muggy conditions in New Jersey, and also don't think he did a whole lot this preseason. So if he misses 1, you could probably expect that. On the Steelers defense, though, I'm predicting 1 defensive interception at some point in this game today. From who, though? Easy answer. Everyone, I think, ladies and gentlemen, is talking about Aaron Rodgers playing the Jets, the massive storylines there. Let's not forget, though, that there are 2 other former Jets currently on the Steelers, both on defense. One of those 2, I think, is getting a pick today for the Steelers, Chuck Clark or Brandon Echols. And to throw a little sweetener on top, I'm expecting 1 big special teams play from Danny Smith's group. Could be a blocked punt, blocked field goal, a muff punt recovered by the, punting crew. I don't know. I have a feeling something's coming from Danny Smith, and we are going to see that massive jaw of his chewing on gum super happy here today. Some other notes here for this game before we come back live here. Steelers inactives for today's ball game. Skylar Thompson designated as the 3rd quarterback. Wonder if he is still dealing with his hamstring injury that it was said that he had on Friday. Nick Herbig not playing today for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Suffered a hamstring injury in preseason game number 2. Thought he would play today, so it is surprising. But rookie Jack Sawyer and inside linebacker Malik Harrison will play in his spot. Kickoff here for the Jets. It is going to be returned by Caleb Johnson. Out to about the 27, was stumbling his way forward, was able to keep his balance. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Aaron Rodgers era for the Pittsburgh Steelers is now underway. For the first time in his career, entering a road environment of his former team, Rodgers. For the Steelers, we also are looking at DK Metcalf for the first time as a Steeler. Faking the handoff is Rodgers, and Rodgers is going to be sacked. Oh, my God. Well, that is not a good omen to start. Immediately pressured. Fake the handoff to Jalen Warren. And my matchups there that I mentioned pregame, we already got our first test there. The Steelers tackles Fautanu and Jones got worked around, and Quentin Williams penetrating up the middle. I'm not sure if he was against Zach Frazier. Might have been against Isaac Seumalo. It's 2nd and 14 now. Handoff here to Kenny Gainwell. He's going to get the sticks back to maybe 3rd and 10 here. Not a good start for the Steelers offense here. Here's a look at Arthur Smith, 2nd year as Steelers offensive coordinator. Maybe we see a little bit of inconsistency here by the Steelers. This is the first time that this unit as a whole has been out in a real game scenario. Rodgers, empty backfield. Kenneth Gainwell now motions into the backfield alongside Rodgers. 2 seconds on the play clock. He's got to get the snap off. Just does. Rodgers fires. Caught by Pat Freiermuth. That's a first down on the quick slant. Muth bailing the Steelers out right there. Rodgers had the time. Got the first down marker right there. Freiermuth working against the linebacker Jamian Sherwood, I believe. That's who that is. Might have butchered his first name there. Tight end on linebacker. Great matchup there for Freiermuth. Rodgers. Handoff here to Jalen Warren. And he is going to have nowhere to go. Wrapped up by Biggs right there. Number 91 for the Jets. Nowhere to go for the Steelers. Running game right there. This offensive line not having a good start to the ball game. 2nd and 10 now. Also, almost forgot our first look today at Jonnu Smith in a Steelers uniform. Real quick, back to the comments section. That's the difference, in my opinion, between Watt and Parsons. Not sure who wins, but predicting a 23-19 game. That pass dropped by DK Metcalf. Got my head around late there. Not ideal there. Yeah, I'm predicting a slow day for both offenses here. Let's see. Metcalf working on Sauce Gardner, running a crosser, and yeah, he just dropped it. Right in the hands. A perfect ball from Rodgers. I think Metcalf just turned his head upfield way too quickly there. An easy drop that, not sure it would have gotten the first down, but at least would have made this 3rd and manageable. Instead, it's 3rd and 10. Jonnu Smith motioning all around. I believe that's Kenneth Gainwell at the back next to Rodgers. Here comes a blitzing slot corner. Rodgers gets it out quickly to Metcalf. He's got to get up there. He gets past past the 50. What a move there by DK Metcalf. The pass was well short of the sticks, going up against, believe the safety there. Number 22 made him miss, stayed inbounds along the sideline. Who was that for the Jets? 22. All right, now I really got to get their roster up here for me. Here we go. 1st and 10. A new set of downs. Steelers now into Jets territory. This from the 37-yard line. Rodgers under center. Handoff here to Kenneth Gainwell. Fake. It's a screen play here to Jonnu Smith. Smith getting up past the 35 and then to the 32. Isaac Seumalo losing his helmet there. Looking for a flag. Maybe an illegal hands to the face penalty for the Jets. The referees missed there. Could have been Quincy Williams there. Gain of 6 there. Solid for the Steelers. Second and 4 now. 5 minutes left to play here in this first quarter. Rodgers. Not sure, is that Caleb Johnson in the backfield? No, that is Kenneth Gainwell again. He gets up past the yard to gain. That is a Pittsburgh Steelers first down. Maybe it took a couple of hits for this team to get some mojo going here. Some up-tempo offense now here from the Steelers. Rodgers. 1st and 10, makes his checks, makes his adjustments. Clock now at 10 seconds. So they tried to speed up the Jets. Now they switch things up here. Play clock at 2. Snap here. It's a pitch to Kenneth Gainwell. Gainwell stops. Now gets forward for about 2 yards. Initially, nothing opened up for him. Had to cut back to the left for a quick second to get positive yardage. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 now. Second and 7 now for the Steelers. Rodgers under center again. 11 personnel for the Steelers. Calvin Austin in motion. Rodgers flings it out. He's got Ben Skoranek. Skoranek is into the end zone. It's a Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown. Everyone's saying who's going to score the first touchdown of the year for the Steelers. Nobody could have predicted that it was the mullet man, Ben Skoranek. A crosser across the field. Rodgers faking the handoff, rolling out to his right. Skoranek was wide open, and he gets into the end zone, and it is a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Boswell, his kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 Steelers for, I think it was maybe 18 games consecutively. The Steelers went without a opening drive touchdown. They do it in game 1 of the 2025 season. Aaron Rodgers to Ben Skoranek. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're on the board. It is 7-3. Outstanding work there. After a slow, sloppy start to the drive, they get their act together. What's the saying that quarterbacks say sometimes? You got to, take a hit every now and again to get yourself into the game. Maybe that's what the Steelers offense needed there. A couple of ugly-looking plays, and they punch it into the end zone for an opening drive score. THP, he's back. Okay, pump your brakes. I said pregame, anything and everything Rodgers does here today, it's going to get blown out of proportions. We're going to need to cool our jets here, but it's a good start. It's a good start there, THP. I will say that the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the board to begin the 2025 season on offense. Excellent job right there. Waiting for some reactions to come here on Twitter. I'm sure it'll be hilarious as hell. Real quick, a side note here, not football related, a big story football wise here today for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bubba Chandler getting his first major league start. That is great. 5 of you in here right now. Welcome. The Pittsburgh Steelers do the unthinkable. They score an opening drive touchdown. And it's a pass to a pass from Aaron Rodgers. Insane. Hell yeah. Also, how'd you guys like the new graphics I put up? Steelers touchdown. The kick is good. Wow. After all that, what the hell was going on there for the first, 3 or so plays of that opening drive. The Steelers offense, in a big way, respond. And they get on the board. 3:38 left here in the first quarter of play. Chris Boswell about to kick things off once again. Kickoff is underway. It is going to be fielded at the 5 and ran out here. This is number 3 for the Jets. He gets up past the 30 and he trips, or someone tackled him maybe at the about the 35. He's up to the 45 here. Another excellent return. Who is that by the Jets? Number 3, that is Xavier Gibson. Oh, I should have known who that was. He had a return for a touchdown in overtime for the Jets, I think 2 years ago when Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. I don't know if he got tripped by someone or not there. Or he might have just fell, and then someone for the Jets fell back on the ball. He tripped, fell, got back up, and it was a live ball there, I think. But nonetheless, good starting field position here for the Jets. Fields fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, avoids Alex Highsmith there, and then gets positive yardage there. A gain of about 1 or 2 there. Was rolling out to his left. Had nothing open downfield. Highsmith got the pressure on him. Fields spun out of danger. And then I think it was Cole Holcomb who came up and made sure he got out of bounds. No, that was Deshaun Elliott, excuse me. This is our really second look, ladies and gentlemen, from this Steelers defense at pretty much full capacity here. Throw here from Fields, another out route by Garrett Wilson. Had that same connection on their last drive, gets enough for a first down there. We did see in the preseason, everyone on the Steelers defense, at least at one point, aside from TJ Watt or Cam Hayward, now they're back at full group here. To the comments again, the A-Rod hate is real, and I hope he has a good game just to hear the haters' excuses. Yeah, well, he's off to a good start right there. Fields, handoff here to Breece Hall. Hall's got nowhere near to run. Oh, and he escapes. Oh, my God. Breece Hall, forwards and backwards, must have moved about 20 yards there to gain 2. A blitz by Darius Slay got a hand on Breece Hall's foot about 5 yards in the backfield, and Hall was able to juke his way forward for about 3 yards here. It's now 2nd and 7. This is that's something that we saw last year between these two teams. Breece Hall, he is slippery, and the Steelers defense, they're going to have a hell of a job today trying to contain him. 2nd and 7, Fields looking to pass, hits Hall out of the backfield, and great tackle there by Patrick Queen. A quick hitting pass on a wheel out of the backfield for Breece Hall. Looked like he could have gone a whole hell of a lot farther than he did, but an excellent tackle there by Patrick Queen. Sets up 3rd down and 2 now, and the Jets, they're going to run tempo offense here. Snap. Handoff to Hall. Hall is going to get forward for about a yard past the first down marker. 1st and 10 now for the Jets. Hall is now going to check out of the ball game. Going to be a tough game for the Steelers and their tacklers. Fields, the most elusive quarterback in the game behind Lamar Jackson. Hall made this team look silly at points in their matchup. I think that was week 8 or week 9 last year. And Braylon Allen, and he's no slouch when he comes in a spell. Allen is out there right now. Fields looking. He's going to line up a deep ball to Garrett Wilson, and it is caught and into the end zone, a touchdown. Fields had time, and it is the Ohio State connection that they were talking about all offseason. Darius Slay lined up well off of Garrett Wilson. It's just a simple, crosser across the field deep there. Slay could not catch him. And the Jets back on top. The first real test of this new Steelers secondary, and they get beat for a big score right there. Folk on for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is wide. Wide left. What happened there? Flag is down on the play, however. We got some yellow rags down. Who's it going to be on? Hold on here. And it is an illegal formation on the Steelers. So a missed chance right there for the Steelers. It's right now 7-9 for the time being. Illegal formation. And the Jets, after missing the field goal, they're going to go for 2. Oh, my God. Wilson is the one guy I was waiting for to show if he's a top-tier guy or not. Yeah. Well, he's off to a good start right there, beating Darius Slay. Flacco. Welcome, Flacco. No. Bad spot there for the Steelers. A missed opportunity. Folk misses the kick. I don't know how he missed the kick, if it was on him or if it was on his holder that couldn't get the ball, correctly. But now a 2-point attempt here for the Jets offense. They're going to go for it. This ball is spotted at the 1-yard line. Fields has Braylon Allen to his right. Garrett Wilson might be one-on-one at the bottom of the screen with Joey Porter Jr. It's going to be a handoff to Braylon Allen, and he is going to be held. They're pushing still. Blow the whistle, ref. They're going to be held short. So the illegal formation penalty on the extra point in the missed field goal, it doesn't bite the Steelers after all. Yes, they gave up the touchdown, but they hold the 2-point conversion, and it's going to remain 7-9. Well, I mean, unless something crazy happens, that pretty much throws my extra, my score prediction out the window. Big stand indeed, THP. That could come effective later in this ball game. That 1-point differential between a 10-7 score and a 9-7 score. So Steelers offense about to come back out on the field here in a moment. Big stand by the defense there on the 2-point conversion, but the Jets offense, when they have time, man, they are having their way right now. Going to take a quick break for this commercial break on the TV here. To my right, we'll be back in a moment here with some more Steelers football. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. 8 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream, our live reaction and commentary to the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New York Jets. Again, this opening kickoff fielded by Caleb Johnson. And did he lose the football? I think the Steelers fell back on it. Come on. And it looks like Malik Harrison is slow to get up as well. Yep. Helmet to ball. And Juan Thornhill fell back on it for the Steelers. The two returners on kickoffs for the Steelers, Kenneth Gainwell and Caleb Johnson. Looks like the Jets are going to have no intentions of kicking it to Kenny Gainwell, who is the much better of the two in this one today. And not a good start for Caleb Johnson there. Gets the ball up to the 28th, though, following the fumble. Rodgers and the Steelers offense back out there. 11 personnel. Ben Skoranek, the third tight end, or the third wide receiver on the field. Quick hitter here to DK Metcalf. Metcalf is up past the 40, up past the 50. He's off to the races and out of bounds. Let's go. A lateral pass to DK Metcalf made Michael Carter, the slot corner, look silly. And Metcalf was off to the races. A massive gain on the first play of this second drive for the Steelers offense. And that brings an end to a very eventful first quarter. Holy hell, we are not even like to halftime, and I'm already having, heart palpitations about this game. My goodness, the highs and lows, they are just up and down immediately. Dumbasses didn't use, they start running back for 1 yard. Yeah, if you're going to run it, why not, give it to Breece Hall? Like, I don't even know, going back to that 2-point conversion, what's up with, I don't know. Is there a clear difference between Braylon Allen and Breece Hall? Is Hall, is Hall or Breece Allen, Braylon Allen, is he a, heavier running back than Braylon Allen? 6'1", 235, and Breece Hall is what? Hall is 5'11", 217. So Allen was the, bigger back there. I think they were just trying a power game, but still though, Allen or Breece Hall is slippery as hell, especially against this defense. Why not just have him go out there and do it? Crazy. Huge play for DK Metcalf just moments ago. That's why you go and get a guy like DK. He can do things in open space quickly. Yader Rodgers, so far, he's doing better than the whole team. Offense, even though they had that ugly start to their first drive, they're looking 10 times better than the defense right now, because all of a sudden, we said this could be a low-scoring game. I'm sure, 9-7 here, maybe past expectations already of some predictions out there. We're on pace to have a crazy shootout today, ladies and gentlemen, between these two teams. Real quick here, let's check out some other NFL scores. Is there any score yet in that Bengals-Browns game? The Bengals-Browns 7-7. They are roughly 2 minutes in to the second quarter there. What all went on there? Looks like Chase Brown, a 5-yard touchdown run, and then is that Raheem Sanders who got the touchdown for the Browns? I didn't even know he was in Cleveland. Huh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here for the second quarter of play between the Steelers and the Jets. Connor Hayward motions, faking the handoff to Jalen Warren. Rodgers trying to extend the play. He'll just fling it out of bounds here. Incomplete. Was a little bit uneasy. That pocket was quickly collapsing around him. Now the referees are going to check here. Rodgers pleading his case here. And Rodgers, not sure if he persuaded the referee there or not, avoids intentional grounding. Just got rid of the ball there, and no one... I'm shocked that wasn't intentional grounding, because there was not anyone on that side of the field, let alone in the vicinity of that ball. So 2nd and 10 now for the Steelers from the Jets 41. Haven't seen a whole lot of multiple tight end sets here. Handoff here to Kenneth Gainwell. He is going to not get back to the line of scrimmage. Was running right. no lane opened up for him. It's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Actually, scratch that, a loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 11. Again, like I just said, have yet to see, these 3 tight end sets that the Steelers were said to have at some point, in this game. We now get 12 personnel here. Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, the tight ends. Kenneth Gainwell, the back. Quick hitter again. It's Jonnu Smith looking to get upfield, get yardage, and he is not going to get the first down, not even close, but he is up to the 37-yard line. 4th down here. And the Steelers offense coming off the field. The kicking unit is now coming on. This is going to be a long one. First one of the year here for Chris Boswell. Boswell, this is pretty much from the center of the field. 41 for 44 last year in field goal attempts. This one here is going to be on the way, and he is got it. Chris Boswell, I'm not sure how long that one was from, but it was a long one. The kick is good. Solid operation there. Good snap. Perfect hold from Corliss Waitman. And Boswell read that one all right. At least from the angle they just showed there before cutting to commercial. Looks like Boz kicked that one a little bit left, and then it came back right just a little bit. Wasn't center, but it was in quite a bit. Great stuff there from Boz. The offense, their drive stalls, but hey, 3 points. Get points while you can get them, especially with the way this game is heading. It is now 10-9. Real quick to the comment section. Let's see if we looks like you guys are keeping your eye on a couple other games. Penix to Bijan, 50-yard pass for the Falcons earlier. Michael Penix, solid. Daniel Jones pass to Michael Pittman. Fantastic. Pittman is on my bench for fantasy. I think the Colts could be one of the sneaky win 9 game teams, maybe. Who knows? Maybe. Drake May pass to Demario Douglas to the left, 3-yard touchdown. I think that's going to be my sleeper team. THP, you just said the Colts are your sneaky team. The Patriots. The Steelers got them in 2 weeks. They could be a sneaky team. Mike Vrabel out there, setting the culture. They've improved that defense. Were the biggest spenders of any team this offseason, free agency-wise. I think they're going to be a much, much better team in the second year with Drake May. Any update on that Bengals Browns game? Yeah, refresh here. Browns started. The Bengals got on the board in the first quarter. Then the Browns, they scored to begin the second quarter. Let's see if there's anything else here. What are some of the other games doing? 7-0 Falcons. 7-7 Bengals, Browns, Colts up 10-0 on the Dolphins. I didn't even look. I saw that they cut to that game. Was Minkah Fitzpatrick in on the play? I don't know. I'm going to be very intrigued as to what he does down there. 7-7 Patriots, Raiders. 7-3 the Saints up over the Cardinals right now. That's a sneaky team that could win week 1, but over the course of the season will probably be bad. 7-0 Commanders over the Giants, and 3-3 the Panthers and the Jaguars. Kickoff again here for the Steelers and Jets. This one fielded again by Xavier Gibson, and he this time is going to run into a wall known as Ben Skoranek. Showing a neat graphic here for Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields. This graphic's hilarious. Showing their journeys. Quarterback comparisons so far. Fields 4 for 4 for 54 yards. Rodgers 6 for 8. Both men with touchdowns. First look at Jack Sawyer for today. in there for Alex Highsmith. Fields is going to keep this one and run it right and out of bounds for about a gain of 4. I think that's the first time we saw Jack Sawyer in the ballgame. He, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be the main backup outside linebacker with no Nick Herbig here today. Would have been nice to have Nick Herbig. I think he's one of the more speedy linebackers on this team. Could have been needed today to, track down the likes of Breece Hall and Justin Fields. Again here, Hall the back beside Fields. 2nd and 4 now, so much more loftier gain than I expected. This one here thrown out to Breece Hall. It's going to be tipped and batted down by TJ Watt. Hell of a job there by Watt, and he's letting whoever know about it right there. Just looking for a check down there. A lateral over towards the Steelers sideline there. Or the Jets sideline, excuse me. And Watt gets his first batted pass of the year. 3rd and 4 now. Jets 2 for 3 today on 3rd down conversions. What can the Steelers do here? Can they get a big play on 3rd down for the first time today? Fields fires. This is going to be caught by Ruckert. And that was a nice play there by Fields. The pocket was collapsing quickly around him. And he fired a missile from short range to Ruckert. Patrick Queen was trying to bat that ball away in tight coverage, but it is a Jets first down. Steelers defense, they need to make a big play here sooner or later here to turn the tides of this ball game. Screen play here for Breece Hall. Hall up past the 50, first down yardage, up past the 40, the 30, into Steelers territory, deep past the 25-yard line. A massive screen play there for the Jets. What the hell is this defense doing? Back to the comments here. Flacco, Alvin Kamara rushed to the right for 18-yard touchdown. Good for me there. Starting him on fantasy. Who are the Saints playing? They're playing the Cardinals. TJ Watt already racking up stats today. He seems to be the only one doing anything for the Steelers defense right now. A solid run for 2 or 3 yards on first down there by the Jets, looking to get back into the red zone here maybe. It's officially 2nd and 8 now. Aaron Rodgers on the sideline, waiting here for a chance for his offense to go back out there again. They put up every single drive up until this point has ended in points. And this one so far for the Jets is on pace to do that again. Faking the handoff here. Fields running to his right. He's got the first down and is up past the 10 before going out of bounds. 1st and goal, I believe, coming up here for the Jets into the red zone. Almost the same exact play from a few snaps ago. Fields running right. And he is indeed. Maybe they're just outside. No, they are giving him 1st and goal. I was wondering where they marked him out of bounds at. Here we go. 1st and goal here from about the 8.5-yard line. Fields. Hand off here to Braylon Allen. Allen up the middle, and he is in. No way they mark him short. Yep, he's in for the touchdown. My God, what is this defense doing? They just ran it right up the gut with ease, and they got offensive tackles to the 2nd level with, no trouble whatsoever. Extra point coming here for Nick Folk. Historical things coming from this defense is what Mike Tomlin said. Few select members of this defense were hyping it up that they were going to be something special. Yeah, they're really looking historic. historically bad going up against their ex-quarterback Justin Fields in this Jets offense. Kick is up and it is good, 16-10. Every single drive in this ballgame ending with points up until this point. Steelers offense needing to respond again and bail this defense out here. We'll be back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new here to the channel, please subscribe if you have not done so already, and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live or upload a video again. Also live, or like, share, and comment in the comments section anything you would like on this live stream. Let's go back to the comment section real quick. A lot of familiar faces in here. THP, Danny Dime strikes again, 17-0 Colts. Luckily for the Steelers offense, that would be the same exact score for this game if the Steelers offense hasn't been off to a good start. Caleb Johnson returning this one for the black and gold yet again, his third return of the ball game, and all of them stopping at similar spots, gets out to about the 27-yard line. We can't tackle a freaking running back. Defense sucks. Jets' offensive line supposed to be good, but damn, and they're doing this without Elijah Vera Tucker, their starting right guard. Like, they're kind of like the Steelers have been doing business. Build young, high potential on the offensive line, but with youth comes inexperience. They're not showing much of that right away. Derrick Henry is going to murder us. Yeah, it's looking like that again. If this, defensive line doesn't figure things out in a hurry. First snap here, this drive for the Steelers. Running right, Jaylen Warren getting to the edge and falling forward for about 2 or 3 yards. Tackle made there by Michael Carter. Some 30-on-30 crime right there. My 23-19 prediction may be coming in light on the points. My 23-16 score is in serious jeopardy. Unless the Jets can, hold their spot right now, and the Steelers can, maybe put up another touchdown and a couple of field goals, then I'd be spot on, but it's not looking good right now. 2nd and 8 here for the Steelers. Rodgers with Kenneth Gainwell to his right. 11 personnel for the Steelers. Rodgers holds, now flicks it to Kenny Gainwell. A delayed screen pass right there and looked good. Only had a little bit of success. It's going to be about 3rd and 3 now. And, of course, the Steelers, they're showing a graphic on the screen right now of all of the new veteran faces to this ball club. Rodgers, Metcalf, Ramsey, Smith, Slay, and alone inactive on that list, Andres Pete. He's an inactive today for the Steelers. Rodgers making some checks and changes at the line here. Kenneth Gainwell still the back to his left, now motioning out a bit. Rodgers drops back the pass, looks, will go down and get sacked. Pump faked. Couldn't get rid of the ball, and he goes down. It's going to bring up 4th down, and for the first time today, a drive ends in no points for either team. Just nothing opened up there. I'm going to take that as a defensive sack more than anything else there. Not sure who it was on defense there that made the sack for the Jets. This is going to be fair caught by Xavier Gipson at about the 25-yard line. So the Jets, after going 60 yards on their last drive, they're going to need to go 75 this drive here. Things not off to a good start for the black and gold, 16-10. Back to the comments real quick. THP, Henry, and the Ravens are a different level, in my opinion, than the Steelers this year, but who knows? Aaron Rodgers sacked by Will McDonald. That's who that was. McDonald, I didn't pay attention to it. I was looking, when they showed the replay at the coverage. Looked like nothing was open downfield for Rodgers, and that might be a scenario, ladies and gentlemen, where the age of Aaron Rodgers might be the first time that it showed. If this was Rodgers from, back in his prime, he might be able to escape that and get ahead for first down there. Who knows? But Will McDonald is a good edge rusher. See if there's anything else going on here for this game right now. Did see going back to the Garrett Wilson touchdown a little while ago. Former Steelers tackle Trey Essex, I believe who it was, saying Darius Slay looking real slow out there. Got burned by Garrett Wilson. Nothing false said there. I'm sure tons of people on Twitter are taking well to this game so far. Everyone's saying the same thing pretty much. We were told this defense was supposed to do historic things. They're doing far from it right now. Things are going to really ratchet up here on the concern level if the Steelers defense can't get any sort of stop right here. Back to the comments section, a real quick. THP again. Travis Hunter already 4 catches, but only 22 yards versus in Jags versus Panthers. That doesn't shock me. I think he's going to, start out like that. I think he's majoring in wide receiver, and then they're going to have certain things for him defensively. But, maybe big things from him. Derpy Entertainment. I turned that crap off. Well, I'll keep you posted here, Derpy, to the best of my ability. If you miss anything, prediction tonight for Ravens versus Bills, I'll give that here in a minute. Jets offense back out there on the field. They motion a man from the left of the formation to the right. Fields fires over the middle. It is caught by Garrett Wilson, and he is going to be finally taken out of bounds by Joey Porter Jr. Crosser between Wilson. Porter was covering him. Porter maybe looking for a offensive pass interference there, but he's not going to get it. Let's take a look if Joey was right. Maybe just a little, something like that, as didn't look like much there for OPI. By the way, Porter, Joey, I think it's best for you, of all people, to not be begging for flags for a foreseeable future until it's proven that you got your, holding issues under wraps. First down run there for the Jets after the first down catch by Garrett Wilson. That goes for 3. Showing on the sideline here, TJ Watt looks like he's fuming. Wonder if he, as one of the leaders of this defense, got in the face of his fellow defensive teammates and said, hey, let's get our act together here. Another 3-yard gain on first down by the Jets there for that run. They motion again. Breece Hall in the backfield. He gets the handoff. No, he doesn't. Fields kept the ball, and oh my God, just got ran over by TJ Watt. But with the good play, so too comes a negative. Deshaun Elliott, slow to get up, grabbing at his knee. He is going to limp his way off the field, and he just threw his helmet down. Oh, no. Why is it when we do good things that bad things happen? Elliott taking his helmet off and slamming it down on the field. Looks like, hopefully, oh, no. Oh, no. I was maybe thinking that, he had a knee-on-knee collision with Breece Hall, but then as he was down on his knees on the ground, the pile got pushed back into him, and he sort of bent his knee inward a little bit. But nonetheless, TJ Watt hammered Justin Fields for a loss of 2, and now we're seeing Watt for the first time move around here. He's rushing off of the right edge there. Can't get the sack, though, on Fields. Fields fires, and it is caught. And then some. My goodness. What the hell is happening? Emotions are riding high. In the past 30 seconds, Steelers get a big sack on Fields. Deshaun Elliott gets hurt. TJ Watt, for the first time that I've noticed today, they actually move him around. He rushes from the right outside linebacker spot against Olu Fashanu, collapses the pocket on Fields, but Fields escapes, and he fires a first down bullet and then some into Steelers territory. That was to number 16. Who was that? That is Tyler Johnson. Fields now 8 for 9 on the day. And we got a flag here. Play is whistled dead. Looks like we got a false start here on the offense, maybe. And no, it is not a false start. It's a delay of game on the offense. So, Steelers, they're going to take any help they can get right now on this defense. Delay of game will walk the Jets back a little bit. Wilson looks like he is lining up almost as a slot receiver next to the rookie Mason Taylor. Fields here. Keep it. Design quarterback run. Running to the right. Slides down at about the 36-yard line. It's going to be second down now. Gets a little bit back of what they lost in that penalty. Second and 9 now. If I had to guess, Jets are already in field goal range if they want it. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left here in this first half of play. Breece Hall in the backfield, Fields under center. Now a tight end motions in as a fullback here, showing like it's going to be a running play. They give it to Hall. Hall up, avoids a tackle by Hayward, gets up near first down yardage. He probably got it too. Took a big hit from Jalen Ramsey. Jalen, I get it, you're a guy with moxie, but they're running the ball down your throat right now. Please do not be smack talking right now. A chip there on TJ Watt from that tight end who was playing fullback. That was number 85, Mason Taylor. 3rd and 1, so they did not give them the first down. Steelers, they need to get the stop here. Fields keeps it. He slips, and down he goes. Peyton Wilson was all over that. Another designed fake handoff, QB run to the left for Fields. Tucked it and run. I think the Steelers, they were going to have a stop no matter what. Alex Highsmith came in untouched off the right edge. and he slung down Braylon Allen, but it was Wilson who was getting into the backfield there on Fields and was able to, get in his face there and keep Fields from going anywhere, even with the slip. 4th and 5 now, and we got a timeout here. The Jets were lining up to go for it on 4th and 5 here. In the Steelers defense, they take a timeout. Patrick Queen, he was animated. I don't know if that was an anger with Tomlin for taking the timeout, and anger for saying, hey, we had things under control here. I don't know. Nick Folk now is on the field. He's going to kick the field goal here. So Fields and the offense come off here. Showing the CBS halftime crew there. They're up in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. My goodness. No offense here to Nick Folk. He looks like he's 70 years old out there. How old is Nick Folk? I'm curious as to that. Where's the special teamers? He's been in the league for a while. This is going to be a 51-yard field goal from the left hash here. Ball will be held at about the 41-yard line. Snap down, hold. Kick is on the way, and it just sneaks in. Looked like it was going to push to the right, but it did not. The 40-year-old Nick Folk extends the Jets' lead, just sneaks it inside that right goalpost. And now the Jets extend their lead to 9. It is 19-10. Steelers defense. I guess right now you got to hope that this offense goes out here and puts up points before halftime to, get this game back, within reach here. But a small victory for the defense. They finally realized that, Fields, he's either handing it off or he's tucking in and running it. They finally, figured out maybe a little bit of what the Jets are doing here. But it's 19-10. Steelers offense. They got to put up points here before half. Steelers will receive the second half kickoff. Let's go back to the comments section here real quick. Derpy again. Y'all Yinzers wanted Rodgers. There you go. It's not Rodgers' fault up to this point. Defense is the highest paid for what? The defense so far is the issue. Rodgers taken 2 sacks so far. One of them was a coverage sack, in my opinion. And the other, everything just collapsed around him before you could even, look downfield. Rodgers has been all right to this point. It's not on him. This highest paid defense that you're saying here, Derpy Entertainment, that has been the biggest fall through up to this point. Fields 8 for 9 for 124, now 126. Yeah, he is looking damn good in this Jets offense. He's clearly playing out his ass because, like I said, pregame, this is his last shot of proving that he's a, starting quarterback in the NFL here, and going up against the team that, benched him for Russell Wilson last year. He's got all the motivation in the world. Agreed, Flacco. I'm in anger. Yeah, Nick Folk going to be 41 in November, kind of like how Rodgers is going to be 41 this year. Cam Hayward begged. Remember that, Steeler Nation Echelon? Welcome. Yeah, at least Cam Hayward's family will be able to, do all right. Remember him in his Friday presser saying, I've had some difficult conversations with my family. Are those difficult conversations that after you got a couple extra incentives throw your way that you look like you can't do a damn thing here today? The Jets, for the most part, they're just running right at him. And a couple other times he hasn't been able to make the tackle. Defense is ruining my day. Agreed, Flacco. Kickoff, by the way, caught in the end zone and taking a knee is Caleb Johnson. Defense is the problem. They suck. The offense is doing their job. Agreed. His highest paid historical things are coming defense. no flies on my ass. Yeah. They are going to catch a lot of flack. Regardless of the outcome of this game, whether the Steelers win or lose or tie, the defense, they are going to get buried all week long. All right, so the Steelers offense, ball comes out here to the 35-yard line. They moved it up again in the offseason. Jaylen Warren, the lone back in the backfield. Looks like we got 12 personnel here. Faking the handoff is Rodgers. Throws it up high for DK Metcalf. He can't reel it in. And that is our really first off-target throw by Aaron Rodgers. Was looking for Metcalf on a quick, stop. But regardless, even if Metcalf makes that catch, Gardner was blanketed all over him and he wasn't going to go anywhere. There's still a whole half left to do. Not panic. We are okay. I'm hoping so, Echelon. Because if the Steelers offense doesn't put up points here, I am going to start panicking. 2nd and 10 now. Rodgers dropping back to pass here. Avoids pressure, throws, and it is wide open. Caught by Calvin Austin. Up past the 40, up past the 35 into Jets territory. Great job there by Aaron Rodgers to avoid the pressure off the right. Worked in a bit of a sidearm, flicker there over the defender. Hits Calvin Austin, and the Steelers are in the Jets territory just like that. Hell of a throw there by Aaron Rodgers. Now they're going to work up tempo here, or at least try to. Maybe get one last playoff here before the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 14. Rodgers, handoff here to Warren. Warren scoots up past the first line of the defenders, up past the 30, a gain of about 6 or 7 yards here, maybe even 8. And that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Steelers offense in the Jets territory. Maybe they will, or they can. Not saying that they will. They're putting themselves in a good spot here to maybe at least put up 3 before they head to halftime and then get the ball to start the second half. A-Rod, boom, CA3. At least need a field goal, but it might hit pay dirt. Hopefully here, we'll see. Go to Twitter here, see what's going on. Nice design to get Calvin Austin in space for the big 30-yard reception. Hopefully that gives an offense a jolt. One thing that's just as encouraging for the Steelers offense is them, getting a opening drive touchdown, is that they're having some more explosive plays than what we come accustomed to. Saw a big gain for DK Metcalf. The touchdown pass to Ben Skoranek was a big one. And that 30-yard reception there for Calvin Austin. Explosive plays. I am liking it. Let's see here if we got an update here on Deshaun Elliott. He is now labeled as doubtful to return to this ball game with a knee injury. Did not see, was there any update on Malik Harrison? He came up, I think, a bit slow on one of the kickoffs earlier. But Deshaun Elliott, not a good sign for the Steelers. Even though they had, suitable, or at least, somewhat known starters in Juan Thornhill and Deshaun Elliott. Elliott goes down, gives this defense a big hit for the rest of this game, because now you're down to Juan Thornhill and Chuck Clark, and then your third guy behind those guys is Miles Killebrew. So Steelers safety group not in a good spot for the rest of this ball game. Go back to the comments. It's funny how people thought the defense was going to be elite, but the offense is showing more signs of that. Yeah, I thought that, coming into this game, that both sides were going to have their, deficiencies and, moments where they look ugly, because that's just, week 1 football. But it's week 1, but regardless, this defense looks awful, and this offense looks better than, what we could have expected. Najee had like 1 carry the other night. Yeah, I watched that game, the Chiefs and Chargers in Brazil. Not much of Najee whatsoever. Back here past the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 3 here for the Steelers at the 28.5-yard line. Handoff here to Kenneth Gainwell, and he will push his way forward for about 2 yards, and some chippiness there between Roman Wilson and what defensive back there. They're not going to show a replay there. Roman Wilson going face mask to face mask with someone, like they were almost going to come to blows, but cooler heads prevail. 3rd and 2 now for the Steelers. Kenneth Gainwell is the back to Rodgers' right. Have not seen Caleb Johnson get a carry whatsoever in the ballgame today. One-on-one, Sauce Gardner against DK Metcalf up top. Rodgers slings it here to Connor Hayward. Or no, that's not Connor Hayward. That's Jonnu Smith, and he is going to get enough for first down yardage. Took a hit before the sticks stayed on his feet and got the first down yardage. 1:12 now remaining in the half, and we have a timeout, and it is the Jets taking a timeout here. Interesting. Just a quick sidearm release there from Aaron Rodgers out to his right. And Jonnu Smith, I'm not sure who was blocking for him there, but got just enough for first down. Rodgers now on the day, 9 for 12 for a $135 and 1 touchdown. Hopefully he can finish off this drive here. Echelon again in the comments here, moving the ball with efficiency, explosive passing, and now the run game will begin to progress. That would be perfect. I'm especially encouraged by that 6 or 7 yard run a couple plays ago from Jaylen Warren before the 2-minute break. I expect Omarion Hampton to be a 2 or 3 rookie of the year. He's good in my opinion. He's not good in my opinion. No burst talking about Najee. Najee better than what we have now, in my opinion, possibly. Agree, Najee. No burst or explosiveness. Is he better than what we have now? Let's, polka here. Wait till we get to the end of this game. Looks like we have another player in there. The clock is now at 1:05. What did I miss? Did I miss something? Kenneth Gainwell just ran the ball while I was talking to you guys. For no gain, Quinnen Williams fumbled it. And is that recovered by the Steelers? I think so. Second time out by the Jets. So now 1:07. They put 2 seconds back on the clock. Kenneth Gainwell, Quinnen Williams, who has wrecked the game already at certain points. Kenneth Gainwell, I think, recovers his own fumble. 2nd and 10 now. Jaylen Warren in the ballgame. Faking the pitches. Rodgers looking for Calvin Austin, and it's brought in by Austin! The A3 inside the 5. A back shoulder fade by Rodgers. And there's one of my matchups. I said pregame, I'm not necessarily looking at DK Metcalf and Sauce Gardner as the big matchup of the game. Real quick, Jaylen Warren running it up the middle, trying to power his way forward, gets no gain. I said, watch out for Calvin Austin against Brandon Stevens, the ex-Raven today. And there's our first big look at how that matchup is going to play out today. A big gain on 2nd and 10 for Calvin Austin. Gets the Steelers 1st and goal, now 2nd and goal from, I think, about the 5-yard line. Great throw by Rodgers. Great catch by Austin. That is very encouraging for CA3. Finish the drive, says Echelon. They're trying to. Bus was much better runner and quicker. You guys still comparing, still talking about Najee here? Bus is 10 times the running back than Najee if you're really comparing those. But Bustle is no. But yeah, but Bus, just, found hole, see hole, hit hole. Najee was still, indecisive behind that line, in my opinion. Real quick here. finish off the drive. 37 seconds remaining here in this first half. Steelers took their second timeout. Each team, one timeout remaining here in this half. This is going to be second and goal from the 3. This is going to be a jet sweep here to Jonnu Smith running right. Jonnu Smith, did he get there? They give him the touchdown. Jonnu Smith, baby, on the jet sweep, the most hated play for years by the Steelers fan base when Matt Canada used to run it. It's ran beautifully this time by Jonnu Smith. The Steelers, they are on the board again. I think he got there. They're going to look at it. Yep, he got the ball there. 16-19 the score here. Hopefully 17 if Chris Boswell can tack on this extra point. A 65-yard drive by the Steelers in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Kick on the way from Boz. It is straight. It is true. And the Steelers, excellence offensively right there. Even drive across the board. 4 runs and 5 passes. Or I think it was the other way around. I don't know if they're counting that jet sweep as a pass. 17-19 now the score. Great stuff there by the Steelers offense. And instead of, just saying, hey, let's get points on the board here before half, they do hit pay dirt. And now the only thing that we need to do here before half is hope and pray that the Steelers defense can hold firm at least for 32 seconds here to get this game to halftime, and then we can recoup then. Real quick to the comments section. Echelon finished a drive. Echelon throw a TD, Aaron, please. I think they're counting that as a TD pass. I don't know. They're going to count it as a run. Yeah, they're counting it as a pop pass. Rogers to Jonnu Smith. First touchdown in a Steelers uniform for Jonnu Smith. 17-19 is now the score. Rogers 10 for 13 for 156 yards and now 2 touchdowns. Excellent stat line for him, assuming that he doesn't touch the ball again heading into half. Bus was great. Didn't say Najee was better. You're delusional, THP. Okay, guys, play nice here. Play nice. We're focusing on the Steelers here. We're not talking about the pass. Bus was great. Najee at times had his shining moments, but didn't work out here. Let's play nice here. Focus on the game at hand. Colts 20-0. Wow. Is Danny Dimes actually good with the Colts, or are they just going up against the Dolphins? Wow. What are some of the other games looking like here before we head into a halftime break? Bucks Falcons 10-7. Buccaneers are up in that one. Bengals up 14-10 against the Browns. I mean, can both teams lose? That would be phenomenal. But if I had to pick a team to win, I'd say the Browns. Just give the Bengals as many losses as possible before we play them. Yeah, Colts 20-0. Daniel Jones, 17 for 22, 197 yards and 1 touchdown. Insane. Tua, just 5 for 7 with 42 yards and a pick. Guys, is Tua washed? Wow. Wow. Real quick, over here to the game. Kickoff by the Steelers, brought back by Xavier Gibson. Ball will be spotted here at the Jets 33. Tackle made by Carson Bruner, who absolutely shined, was a stud on special teams during the preseason. Earned a spot on this roster over Mark Robinson. 27 seconds remaining here. Fields dropping back to pass. Still looking. Now he's going to scramble out. Fire here. It's going to be caught by Garrett Wilson. Steelers pass rush could not get home and get Fields to the ground. And the Steelers' defensive backs could only cover for so long. Garrett Wilson along the sidelines gets both feet in bounds and then falls out of bounds at I think, about a yard short of the first down marker. A lot of time did come off the clock there. They went from 27 seconds down to 19. 2nd and 2 now. Officially, they'll mark it. Fields looking to pass. Pressure coming all around him. Fields somehow escapes again, and now he's going to run out. Look to throw downfield. Throws it away. Took a shot from, I think, Jalen Ramsey as well for good measures there. Again, another play by the Steelers, which, hey, and now we got a scrap here. What is going on? A flag on the play. Cam Hayward, and I think that is Simpson, the former Raider, who's now the starting left guard. Who's the flag on here? Personal foul on offense, Simpson. What a play that was there. What happened? Hayward is without a helmet. Highsmith and Watt collapse the pocket. Y.A. Black can't make the tackle. Fields takes a shot from Jalen Ramsey as he was releasing the ball out to his left. And then where was the personal foul? Simpson comes over and headbutts Ramsey. Ramsey sold it. And then DK Metcalf and Hayward off the sideline there. Camaraderie for this team. So Ramsey flying up from the secondary, nails Fields as he releases the ball. It's Fields has words with him. Simpson, the left guard, comes over and shoves aside Ramsey. Shoves Ramsey down to the ground, sort of gives him, a big man chest bump. And then off the sideline, Metcalf and Hayward to Ramsey's defense. Hell yeah, love the camaraderie, boys. And you got a, penalty out of it. It goes from, 3rd and 2 with 9 seconds left from, somewhere up past the 40 to now 3rd and 17 from the 26. You'll take it. Y.A. Black and Daniel Aquale are the two defensive linemen for the Steelers. They're going to run the ball with Davis up the middle. He gets good yardage up near the 40. And now we got another scrap going on here. Pan the camera back there. Why we pan the camera away? A big gathering here. And Jalen Ramsey in the middle of it with Garrett Wilson now. And Simpson's back in there. This game's turning ugly before halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Ramsey getting double-teamed with Garrett Wilson. And, yeah, they had a good shoving match. And Ramsey fired up still a yelling match. And they're just going to run down the clock to halftime there. Holy hell, ladies and gentlemen. Jalen Ramsey, we knew that he was going to bring some edginess to this defense, and we're already seeing it. Yelling in the direction of Garrett Wilson, they had a grabbing and shoving match there, and Ramsey still letting them hear it as both teams walk off to their respective locker rooms. Broderick Jones getting a good chuckle out of what Ramsey has to say. Jalen Ramsey, he's needling them, and he's stirring it up. That might be the turning point for this defense. Who knows? Anyways, the Jets did not run another play. They didn't call a timeout either. So at halftime now, the score is going to be 17-19. Jets up, but the Steelers, they will be getting the ball to begin the second half. Real quick here, let's go back to the comment section here real quick. Echelon again. We get the ball at half. Keep being explosive offensively. Defense, wake the F up. I think the defense did wake up a little bit there. I mean, sure, they gave up some plays, but at least they're showing that they're not going to, take lightly to the Jets here, having some success against them. 2 with one INT and 1 fumble. Oof. Oof, indeed. Look at Cam. He's a bum. I'm over him. He got more fight on the sidelines rather than on the field. At least they're standing up for their guy, Ramsey. But that is the most fight that Cam has shown here today. Hopefully that wakes him up and say, hey, you had all preseason off and you wanted more money. Kind of got it. Go out there and prove us right. Ramsey, a genius. Steelers Nation, welcome. Gotta love this. Great first half of the season. Defensively, no. Except for the little bit of bickering and fighting and drawing a penalty at the end. I like that. Offensively, exceeding expectations for me. Our run stop is bad today. Yeah, they need to improve about that. Tyreek Hill crying on the sideline. Future trade. Is he actually crying? No way Tyreek Hill actually crying. Is that game still 20-0? Still no change in that Bengals-Browns score, 14-10. That's at halftime. Commanders 14, Giants 3. Jags up 10-3 on the Panthers. That game in a weather delay. Huh. Or it just says delayed. I'm assuming that's a weather delay. To the comment. Not actually, but frustrated. Yeah. I don't know. I'm waffling on a Tyreek Hill trade. You already, if Calvin Austin continues to play how he's played so far today, you might have a Tyreek Hill-ish type of player. No need to bring him then in here with the drama he brings and the contract he brings, and he's not getting any younger here. What's your Twitter, bro? Echelon Twitter right here. Let me pop up this banner. Same thing across the board on the following social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and X at Steel City SR. Ignore that second half, SCSR60. That's the 60 second or less daily news videos that I do during weekdays. LOL, CA3 keeps playing like this. We won't need a wide receiver too. Agreed. I'm happy with what he did there. That hit TJ made on Fields should have woke the defense up. Yeah, he did lay the thunder on Fields there. And then really that's what the Steelers have been doing since then. They can, at least stop the run a little bit, hold them to 1 or 2 yard gains. You can afford to crash Fields every time and keep him from escaping. Time of possession, 21:40 to 8:20. Holy. I gave the Colts a half-decent chance to win that ball game, but not BTA like that. Wow. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. 6 of you in here right now. By all means, continue to get your comments in the comments section. Real quick, am going to take a... didn't mean to do that. I'm going to real quick take a quick maybe 5-minute break during halftime, get a drink. We'll be back here for the second half here in a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Second half is underway between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. The score 17-19 in favor of the Jets. Caleb Johnson just bringing that ball back out to up near the 30-yard line. There's Mike Tomlin talking. I'm sure he wants to see better from his defense here in this second half. A pretty much opposite, showing so far from the Steelers from what we would expect. An offense which we didn't see DK Metcalf or Aaron Rodgers during the preseason doing quite well, as there's a first down run of about 8 or 9 yards by Jaylen Warren up the middle. And in the defense, the highest paid defense in the NFL that is supposed to do historic things. And everyone is bragging about, oh, we're so good and so deep at this position. They are making Justin Fields look like Lamar Jackson here today, and Garrett Wilson, look like Terry McLaurin, because this is quite an ugly showing up to this point for the Pittsburgh Steelers defensively. Second down and 1 here, and Jaylen Warren is going to be lucky if he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Quinnen Williams, again, who has been a big factor for this Jets defense up until this point, making the play there, getting past, I think, a duo there of Jonnu Smith and Broderick Jones, maybe? I don't know where he came from on that play. Now it's 3rd and 1 for the Steelers, hoping to continue their offensive success with an opening drive first down gain right here. Looks like this is our first 3 tight end set of the day here for the Steelers, and whistles blow. We got a flag on the play. The play was blown dead. And delay of game on the Steelers. So the second delay of game penalty today. One was on the Jets earlier. Now Rodgers talking with the referee, looking for a explanation. I think Rodgers and the offensive line out of sync there. But I guess we're going to have to wait to see our first full play of 13 personnel, because now Darnell Washington off the field. Snap taken here by Rodgers on 3rd and 6. Pressure, and he is just going to get rid of it, and it hits near the feet of Kenneth Gainwell. Rodgers takes a shot on the play, so a 3 and out to begin this second half for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pressure from Jermaine Johnson off the right edge, working against Mason McCormick. And now for the first time this season, we get to see Corliss Waitman, who won the punting battle between he and Cameron Johnston. This one's going to be fair caught. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Jets coming up from the Jets from the 50-yard punt. Where are they spotting this? Fair caught by Xavier Gibson. And they're going to commercial now. Real quick, let's catch up on some comments that we had during halftime. Back here, let's see where we leave off. Echelon here, Miami. Crap, yeah, they are having a whale of a time with the Indianapolis Colts right now. THP watching the Pirate game right now, and I'm glad that I'm not watching if this is true when I'm reading THP. Bubba Chandler, 2 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 9 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks on 68 pitches, lit up like a Christmas tree. Holy hell. I was considering, having that on a second screen right here, but yikes. Not a good first major league start for Bubba Chandler, completing total opposites from his first 2 or 3 appearances as a big leaguer. Looking here at Twitter doesn't look have not received any more updates on Steelers safety Deshaun Elliott, who sustained a knee injury. He was listed as doubtful to return. Have not seen, him be ruled out at all yet. But at this point, he's not back out there out from halftime. Got to assume that Deshaun Elliott is done for the day. Hopefully it's just something minor for him that will not keep him out too long. I think we're about to come back to the game here in a moment. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, you did not know, first half, 11 for 14, 159 yards and 2 touchdowns, a 153.6 passer rating. And now we are back from commercial break, East Rutherford, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium. We are looking at, let's see what adjustments the Steelers defense made during halftime. They were getting gashed by the air and the run for most of that first half. Had a little bit of a better ending on the final drive before halftime. Let's see what they got here. Fields faking the handoff, rolls to his left. That ball is tipped in. Oh, no, it's almost intercepted. Oh, no. It was a beautifully read play by the Steelers defense. Fields faked the handoff, rolled to the right, or rolled to his left. It was tipped at almost the line of scrimmage by Cam Hayward. He got both of his hands on it. It got tipped up in the air, and Keanu Benton had the ball. He had it right here, cradled by his right arm, and when his body hit the ground, it popped loose. That would have been a fantastic start here. 2nd and 10 here. Breece Hall running to his left. He'll get up past the line of scrimmage, and he'll finally be forced out of bounds after about a 3-yard gain. Lowered the shoulder on Darius Slay there. Slay came up a little bit heated with Breece Hall. So if I had to guess, it doesn't look like any of those tempers from, heading into halftime. Looks like none of those cooled down at all. Fields, by the way, they're showing highlights of Justin Fields from the first half. He was just as good as Aaron Rodgers, 9 for 12. Fields throwing here, caught by Garrett Wilson. He's got to get 3 more yards to get to the line, to get to the sticks, and he will not. Great gang tackling there. Jalen Ramsey fired up, letting Garrett Wilson know all about the tackle he just made. See, who was that there? That was Jalen Ramsey and Juan Thornhill together there, and Ramsey just absolutely threw down Garrett Wilson. He was probably already on the way down to the ground, but Ramsey throwing some extra oomph on that toss down there. The Jets now on 4th and 3. They bring on the punter, McNamara. Punt is away. Calvin Austin is the returner. He comes up. Ball will hit at the 40 or about the 39-yard line, and it will be touched there. And now, are we going to have some more pushing and shoving? Here we are. What the hell happened? We got 3 flags down on the field. Multiple Jets players are pushing and shoving with Malik Harrison and Jack Sawyer. What the hell happened? Who's the penalty on? Quincy Williams was involved for the Jets. What happened? Oh, there it is. Okay. So get this. The ball hits at the 39 of the Steelers, pops way up in the air. And coming back to block is Connor Hayward. And Hayward levels Davis, the 3rd-string running back for the Jets. And it is going to be a personal foul penalty on Connor Hayward. That is not good from him. I mean, there's, getting under the skin of the opponent and taking some, extra shots, but leveling Isaiah Davis like that that's going to be a penalty all the time. So multiple Jets came over and were going after Connor Hayward there. So Steelers offense about to take the field once again. In the first half, we had, I think, 5 consecutive drives that ended in points. Now to begin the second half here, back-to-back 3-and-outs by these two teams. Back to the comment section here. THP, Daniel Jones, 20 for 26, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. He didn't stumble. That's good. Colts score again, 23-0. Rookie Penn State tight end Tyler Warren, 6 receptions for 61 yards. I think he's going to be a stud. Tyler Warren, he's going to be a beast in this league for a while. I think he's going to have a good year. I took him, think 4th to last round in almost all my fantasy drafts. Whether he's a starter or a backup, I think he's going to ball out there in Colts land, no matter who the quarterback is. Seeing tons of people on Twitter reacting, calling Jalen Ramsey a dog out there. And he's an Academy Award-winning actor, too, for him drawing that penalty earlier from John Simpson, the left guard for the Jets. Anyways, coming back now in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Steelers and Jets. Steelers offense, see what quick changes they made after their defense got a 3-and-out. 11:27 remaining here in the third quarter. And you know what? Funny thing, we saw this last year. Guess what the Jets promotion today is? We got everyone white flags. Have a complimentary white flag. When you get to your seat, a white flag with Jets on it. Kind of two ways of looking at that. One, they're doing their best to impersonate the terrible towel, which, hey, there is no other. And also, do you really want your flags to be white? Kind of going with the whole signaling defeat purpose here. Anyways, I'm sort of monologuing here because Mike Tomlin was just having an animated conversation with the referees. He still got one of the line judges on the other sideline. Aaron Glenn has a couple of officials talking with him. I have no idea what the hell is going on here. So, don't know what's going on here. In the meantime, we get a good look at some of the other Steeler coaches there with Mike Tomlin. Just saw wide receiver coach Zach Azzani behind Tomlin there. Wow. They're just showing Glenn and Tomlin there on the split screen. 312th game that Tomlin has coached. And the first game ever to be a head coach for Aaron Glenn. And Aaron Rodgers almost just threw an interception. Wow. So a slant for Calvin Austin, a deep slant for Austin. Almost got picked off. Michael Carter jumping in front of Austin there. Almost got the pick. Thankfully, the ball hit the ground. Rodgers looked upset. Austin now off the field. Rodgers. It's like we got 12 personnel on there. Handoff to Kenneth Gainwell. He's running to the left. He gets up past the line of scrimmage, up past the 25-yard line, and down at about the 28. So it's going to be 3rd and medium here for the Steelers. And it's exactly that, 3rd and 5. Jamian Sherwood makes the tackle for the Jets, and now the Steelers look like they got the Jets caught off guard for something here. They're hurrying up the offense. Rodgers dropping back the pass. Get off the... It's going to tell CBS to get off the split screen there, showing an update there, but Rodgers was firing over the middle looking for Jonnu Smith, and had the play he wanted. Smith running right up the middle of the field on a go route. Rogers telling Jonnu after the fact, don't look at me, just go. Just go. Wonder what Rogers saw here. 4th and 5 here. Is the offense staying out? Offense is going for it here on 4th and 5 in Steelers territory. Wow. Unless they could be trying to draw him off sides. But hang on, now it's 1st and 10. A penalty on the Jets I missed there. 1st and 10 now. Okay. Rogers faking the handoff to Warren, and he is going to go down and get sacked. Pressure immediately again. That time it was Will McDonald again. Gets the sack. It's 2nd down now. So this second offensive drive of the half for the Steelers is not going as planned. And again, it is Broderick Jones getting worked by Will McDonald. And Jones, he's been having some issues today. Rogers passing again. Pat Freiermuth catches it short at the 30-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd and long here. There must have been a penalty on the 3rd and 12 now after the sack to Rogers. 3rd down and 12. Miscommunications aplenty on this drive. A miscommunication seemingly with Calvin Austin. Another one with Jonnu Smith. The Steelers come up with a clutch 3rd and 12 here. It's a screenplay to Kenneth Gainwell, and it's going to be nowhere close for a 1st down. That might have just been to get extra yardage for the punt unit, maybe to pin the Jets back in their territory. It's going to be 4th down now. Quinnen Williams again gets the tackle after the catch was made by Gainwell. Real quick here, THP again. Thank you, by the way, THP and all of you, keeping me updated on the other scores going on. Joe Flacco, a touchdown pass missed. PAT by the Browns, 16-14. This one's going to be fielded at the 15-yard line by Xavier Gibson, running to the left and hammered out of bounds. 1st and 10 now for the Jets coming up. Their offense coming back out onto the field. So nothing after, offense out the wazoo in the first half to begin the second half. We have had nothing cooking for either team. They're going to take a commercial break. I'll be back in a moment here, ladies and gentlemen, with some more Pittsburgh Steelers football. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Jets ball at their own 32-yard line here, still 19-17, 3 straight drives between these teams that have been 3 and outs. First round run there by the Jets, maybe got a yard there. Quarterback comparison so far today, they're popping up on the screen. Both quarterbacks pretty consistent. 10 for 13 and 140 yards is Justin Fields. Aaron Rodgers on the sideline, sitting on the bench, shaking his head. Looks like he's talking to Scotty Miller, which, I'll be honest, has anybody really mentioned Scotty Miller here today? Wasn't he supposed to be the guy, he made this team, he was going to be Aaron Rodgers' safety valve? Haven't seen him once today. If he's been out there on the field, he's just been doing cardio because I haven't seen him get a target. Second down run right there for Breece Hall is good for 5 yards. No gain on the previous run, so now it is 3rd and 5 for the Jets. Hall coming off the field. Braylon Allen checks into the game for him, I assume, as the 3rd down back. No, it's Elijah Davis who's in there. A 4-receiver set, including the running back Davis, to Fields' left. Now Garrett Wilson moves from the left of the formation to the right. Empty backfield. Fields takes the snap. Looks, fires over the middle. It's caught by the tight end, Jeremy Ruckert, up near midfield. That's a first down gain for the Jets in our first down of the half. Chuck Clark and Juan Thornhill, the 2 safeties, in on the tackle, and pretty much the 2 remaining safeties at this point. Deshaun Elliott, a couple minutes ago, officially being ruled out for the rest of the ball game with a knee injury. Hopefully nothing serious for him, because that would be a massive blow to the Steelers secondary after the year he had last year. Hopefully he is all right. First down run here for Breece Hall, up past midfield and into Steelers territory. I believe he reached the 35-yard line. A big gain on first down. Sets up another Jets first down now. I think they'll spot that ball at about the 37-yard line, if I had to guess. Thornhill and Clark again gang tackling there. Jets offense starting to roll now. Ruckert, the tight end in motion, faking handing it off to Breece Hall, and a flag on the play. A play is blown dead. Looks like it's going to be on the Jets. False start on the offense. That is going to be on Tyler Johnson, the slot receiver. So, did he? Yes, he did. It is a false start. Good catch there by the referees. Maybe slow down this Jets offense here a tiny bit. Clock continues to roll here. 5:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Not a matchup I'm liking at the top of the screen. Darius Slay and Garrett Wilson lined up there. It's a handoff to Breece Hall. And Hall, another big gain. First down yardage. And Breece Hall, he is becoming even harder and harder to tackle. TJ Watt wasn't quick enough there to get him in the backfield. Darius Slay, matched up with Garrett Wilson, makes the tackle. The Jets are humming on the outskirts of the red zone now. That is 13 rushes for 88 yards now on the ground for Breece Hall today. Now to change it up, Braylon Allen. He is going to be met at the line of scrimmage. He might have spun his way forward for a yard there, tackled by the edge rushing duo of Highsmith and Watt. Second and 10. No gain. Thought they might have given him a courtesy yard there for spinning forward. Rushing yards today between the Jets and the Steelers. 145 for New York, 37 for the Steelers. So much for stopping the run today. And Justin Fields flips it forward for Garrett Wilson, and he is going to be down before he is able to get to the goal line. He is at the 2. That is where they mark him down. Fields looked like he was going to scramble forward. A lane opened up the middle, and then he just flung it ahead in between 2 defenders to Garrett Wilson. Peyton Willis was able to track him down. Now 1st and goal from the 2. Fields looking to sneak it forward, and did he get there? They are going to give him the touchdown. Jets back up by 2 scores. Yeah, Flacco. I haven't heard Roman Wilson either. The only time I saw him was getting in the face of some defender. Breece Hall single-handedly beating us. 38 receiving yards, too. At this point, Breece Hall can just run the Wildcat the rest of the game and win. Hell, he might even throw it a bit and get there. Just ran right down Broadway against the Steelers. 6 out of 8 plays on that drive for the Jets were rushes. 25-7. Extra point coming here for Nick Folk. Snap down, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good, and it's officially now a 2-score game. The Jets up on the Steelers again. Their old quarterback, Justin Fields, doesn't look so bad after all, does he? They're Omar and Tomlin. Steelers offense, they need to respond before this gets ugly. And I know it's, just under halfway through the 3rd quarter, but they need to respond in a big way. Back here in a couple of moments here. We are back. There's a Fireman Ed dude or whatever. And Nick Folk about to kick this one deep for the Jets. This will be fielded by Caleb Johnson at the 4. going to run it up. He's got a little bit of a lane up past the 30-yard line before being tackled down. Steelers offense, 2 3-and-outs to begin the second half of play for them. Can they get anything going here offensively? I think we'll even take a field goal right now, honestly, just to get this game back within a possession. And the Jets fans, they have come alive in MetLife Stadium. Rodgers under center here. 12 personnel on the field. And we got a first look at Caleb Johnson running to the left here, and he's got nowhere to go. There is a late penalty, though. Looks like the Steelers are going to get some help here from Quincy Williams. Nothing opened up for Caleb Johnson in his first real professional run. But Quincy Williams, the inside linebacker for the Jets, hit Johnson well out of bounds. That's a personal foul. That's going to give the Steelers a new set of downs. So we'll take that. The Jets, the most penalized team in the league last year. And that undisciplined football reared its ugly head right there. So instead of a loss of about 3 or 4 yards on the play, the Steelers, they get moved up to the 45-yard line with a new set of downs. Rodgers looking to pass, throwing over the middle, and it hit DK Metcalf, maybe in the hands, maybe off the knee. Rodgers giving the my bad signal there to Metcalf. Maybe it hit Metcalf in the shoulder there, a little bit behind. So Rodgers, I guess, upset with himself that he did not hit that throw perfectly. Probably has thrown that ball 1,000 times in his career. But a little off target there. 2nd and 10 now for the Steelers. Jaylen Warren, the back. Rodgers checks it down to Warren. A bit of a stumble there by number 21 for the Jets, and getting forward for first down yardage is Jaylen Warren. That stumble there from Brandon Stevens. A little bit of a slip, and that afforded the lane for Jaylen Warren to get upfield. Give him a little bit of a stiff arm on the way by as well. So a new set of downs here for the Steelers. Their first new set of downs by their own work so far this half. Rodgers, handoff to Jaylen Warren. Warren, jump cut to the left, and then was able to back his way forward for about 3 or 4 yards right there. It's now going to be 2nd down. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the quarter. From the 35 here, Rodgers takes the snap. Holds it, looks, finds a wide open Kenneth Gainwell. No, that's DK Metcalf, excuse me. I just saw a 4. I thought I saw a 1-2, but DK Metcalf, his 2nd reception of the game, I believe. The quick little shallow cross right there. Found himself wide open. Nobody on the Jets picked him up in zone coverage. Great job by Calvin Austin to take Brandon Stevens out of his zone. That opened up the lane for DK Metcalf to sit in, get that reception, get upfield. Now into the red zone are the Steelers at the 17-yard line of the Jets. Rodgers with Warren to his left. Gives it to Warren, running right. Avoids one tackler from Quincy Williams and gets forward for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Williams, Quincy that is, holding his arm. He was the one who dove to try to make a tackle for a shorter gain on Warren. Did not get Warren and maybe got a little bit banged up on the play. I think he's dealing with wincing Inside the 15 now from the 14, Rodgers. Rodgers, handoff to Warren. Warren again, up the middle. He's pushing. Steelers offensive linemen are pushing him as well, and going to be held a yard short of the first down gain. Third down now. Steelers may be trying to say, hey, got to establish the run here. We're getting tripled in the running department by the Jets. Let's get our run game going here. 3rd and 1 now. Looks like we got a one-on-one matchup at the bottom of the screen between Metcalf and Sauce Gardner, but it's going to be given to Jalen Warren. He's got first down yardage at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Steelers coming up. Jalen Warren coming up, jawing with, I think that's Jamie and Sherwood, and him and Broderick Jones do some hand fighting with each other. That's going to end the 3rd quarter, but the chipping is still real between these two ball teams. That's going to end the 3rd quarter now. To the comments section real quick. This defense is the highest paid, and yet they're the worst in the NFL. I'm not joking. They're terrible. Well, if the offense can finish the job here, they will have a chance against this Jets team to maybe make amends. I mean, they're going to get roasted, and rightfully so, all week long, but it's never too late to all of a sudden turn it on defensively if you're the Steelers here. Steelers 1st and goal from the 5. Coming up here in a matter of moments, we are on to the 4th quarter in New Jersey. Welcome back, everyone. 4th quarter. The final frame of this ball game. 15 miles to go for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jets are up 26-17, but the Steelers hopefully going to change that here. Wide open, Jalen Warren. And on the first play of the 4th quarter, the Steelers respond. It's a touchdown. 3rd passing touchdown in his Steelers debut for Aaron Rodgers. A much-needed touchdown there for the Steelers. They need the defense to respond in a big way now. They bring this game back within 1 score. Chris Boswell trying to make it a 2-point game here on the extra point attempt, and he's got it. The score now, 24-26. Can the Steelers offense that has given up over 300 yards so far today, and we are just now starting the fourth quarter, can they just one time today get the ball back for their offense within a score? The play on that touchdown, by the way, a fake handoff. I think Jalen Warren, he then leaked up out of the backfield, was wide open over towards on a crosser. Aaron Rodgers rolling out, hit Warren wide open. No one traveled with him. Jamie Sherwood, a linebacker for the Jets, too late to get over there. Outstanding play call there by Arthur Smith. Excellent execution. And now a 2-point game. Once again, Chris Boswell kicks this one off. Xavier Gipson bringing it back for the Jets. Running to left. He fumbled the ball, and they got it! The Steelers got the ball back! Yes! Yes! I said it earlier! I said it on the pregame! I said Danny Smith and his group, they are going to make a big play today. And there it is right there. The forced fumble by Kenneth Gainwell as he was coming up to tackle Xavier Gipson. He was going head first, got his hand up there, and hit the football out of Gibson's hand. It is scooped up and recovered by Ben Skoranek. And the Steelers have life. Danny Smith and his special teams unit, inarguably the best special teams unit in the NFL. They come up with a big play right there, and the Steelers offense is set up to strike once again right here from just outside the red zone at the Jets' 22-yard line. Heavy set here for the Steelers. Looks like we do got 13 personnel. Hand off to Jalen Warren. Started running left, cut back to the right. He is going to be wrapped up after a gain of about 4 yards. I forgot to play this. I was so excited. I got one for the Steelers turnovers as well. Massive play by the special teams unit. Instead of, saying the defense, can they step up for once? How about the special teams unit saying to me, hey, what about us? We could make plays too. 2nd and 7 now. Taking the handoff to Warren. Rodgers floats one over the middle. It's turned into a touchdown! Kelvin Austin! Let's go! Another fake handoff to Jalen Warren. Kelvin Austin lined up in the slot. Running a post. Brandon Stevens, the corner, came up and was looking to maybe catch Warren or catch Austin off guard. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He came up and Austin ran right by him and was wide open in the end zone. Aaron Rodgers, count them 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown passes on the day for the 41-year-old. The extra point from Chris Boswell is... It is now a lead, the first lead of the day for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The special teams make the play, and 2 plays later, the offense finishes it. Steelers 31, Jets 26. Flacco, let's go. Yo. Oh my goodness. How the turntables have turned. Big Mighty Mo momentum has shifted in a big way. The Steelers offensively respond to the Jets going up by 2 scores. It is Jalen Warren on the reception. On the kickoff, Kenny Gainwell gets the strip. Ben Skoranek, the recovery. The Steelers their first lead of the ball game. Fucko, I'm crying right now. No way, 4 touchdowns. Let me look at the official stat line for him. Aaron Rodgers today, after playing no preseason, by the way, just 6 incompletions, 17 for 23, 229 yards, 4 touchdowns, a rating of 144.7. Would not, I know he's, 4-time MVP and all that, but I was not expecting this from Aaron Rodgers right out of the gate. But hey, all right, let's refocus here. It's week 1. Let's not look too deep into this. But, I mean, wow. Wow. What a play there by everyone, the special teams, the offense. We're going to be back here in probably about, never mind now. I'm not going to go to break now. The game back on. Steelers offense and the special teams getting this game back in their favor. Now let's hope, ladies and gentlemen, maybe the defense, now that they have a lead to play with, maybe they can get the stop here that we need them so desperately to make. This one here is caught again here by Xavier Gibson, spinning his way forward. He gets up to about the 33-yard line there. So the Jets are going to start right there. Aaron Rodgers. They're going over his last 4, Week 1 starts. 3 losses. 3 bad losses, I should say, and then the torn Achilles 2 years ago. Hopefully he can change the loss aspect of that right here, right now. But I guarantee you he has not had a performance like this. And the Steelers defense, when we need them most, not a good start right there. Breece Hall, a gain of 12. Cut back to the right and got first down yardage. And only a minute and a half, not even that yet, has expired here in the fourth quarter. 13:35 now left on the clock. Only 15 pass attempts here from Justin Fields today. A heavy run offense for the Jets. Can the Steelers do anything to stop the bleeding here? Motion man is Garrett Wilson. Handoff again to Breece Hall. This time TJ Watt gets him. Watt started it. Keanu Benton finished it. Another run to the left for Breece Hall, but TJ Watt darting into that backfield. Beating was one-on-one with the tight end, Jeremy Ruckert. Was able to stop Breece Hall's forward progress. Not sure if Hall went down, but Keanu Benton was there to clean up the mess. Loss on the play. It's now going to be 2nd down and 14. The Jets with the ball at their own 41. Fields takes the snap, drops back to pass. Throwing over the middle and in between 2 defenders again. That is caught by number 83 for the Jets. He's gotten the ball a couple times today. Keep forgetting his name. Josh Reynolds. Oh, that's Josh Reynolds? I thought you have a different number. The former Detroit Lion. Right in between the 2 middle linebackers, Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson, almost gets the first down, 31 now. Handoff to Breece Hall. First down yardage gained. And down at the Steelers 43. So the tackle for loss by Watt means nothing now. And now even more bad news for the Steelers. Pacing the sidelines and doing some squats here. Joey Porter Jr. No helmet on the sideline here. Dealing with some sort of leg injury, I think is what Evan Washburn, the sideline reporter, was saying there. Fields faking the handoff with time, throws over the middle again, and it is caught again by Mason Taylor, the rookie tight end out of LSU, son of Jason Taylor. The first career reception for him, tackle made by Cole Holcomb. The Jets' offense is driving again. And a new set of downs. Justin Fields, now a total of 238 yards on the day by himself, 206 through the air, 32 on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Fields keeps it, running to the right, gets the edge on Patrick Queen and gets a gain of about 5 before running out of bounds. Second and manageable. Very few times you've seen the Jets have missteps on first down. They've been getting good gains, if not new sets of downs. Almost every first down, Steelers offense, they have been terrible there. 2nd and 5. Steelers, they're showing the red zone statistics. Steelers 3 for 3 when they enter the red zone today. The Jets 2 for 4, giving the rock here to Breece Hall, TJ Watt, and I think someone else almost got in there to trip up Hall behind the line of scrimmage, but he got forward for another gain of 4 yards. It's 3rd and 1 now. Daniel Ekwale was able to bring him down. Flashing the camera on the sideline to defensive coordinator Terrell Austin and head coach Mike Tomlin. Not going to look good on the resume, the Steelers' performance today with this new and seemingly improved highest paid defense. They have not been able to do a damn thing to the Jets here today. Fields keeping it. Braylon Allen, the blocker. And getting up near the 10-yard line. Fields gets the first down, but a flag down here. Let's see what this is. Jalen Ramsey tried to get past Allen there to make the tackle, but let's see who the flag is on. And a personal foul. A low block on Garrett Wilson. I don't even think he was on the left side of the field where Fields was running to. That might be away from the play. Or hang on here. No, it's the other way around. What? Did they call Jalen Ramsey a penalty there? They're calling a low block on Ramsey. He's trying to get around Allen there to trip up Fields. They call a low block on Jalen Ramsey. So no wonder why I was so confused. That now puts the Jets at 1st and goal. Fullback Andrew Beck is in the game for the Jets. And now we have a timeout here, and it's going to be the Jets taking their first of 3 timeouts with 9 minutes and 1 second left on the clock. Gene Steratore now on breaking down this penalty against Jalen Ramsey. Mike Tomlin is trying to get an explanation, a better explanation from one of the officials. Gene Steratore, the rules analyst for CBS, calling it a tight call on Ramsey. So it sounds like from him it could have gone either way. Could have not been called, could have been called. Regardless, it didn't matter. Because I think it was going to be 1st and goal for the Jets anyway. Instead of it being 1st and goal from the 10-yard line, it's instead 1st and goal from the 5 here. Steelers defense. Well, are they going to give up another touchdown here? We will see. Lone man in the backfield is Breece Hall. Heavy set here for the Jets. Handoff to Hall. Hall this time is going to get maybe a yard. Cam Hayward and Alex Highsmith able to stop his momentum right there. The Jets last year had an NFL second to worst 91.8 rush yards per game. Today, they got a whole bunch more than that. 7 runs and 2 passes on this 9-play drive for the Jets. They're about to have their 10th right here. Motion man is Josh Reynolds. Fields, this time he is going to be sacked by Alex Highsmith. Smitty getting to the backfield. That was a slow developing play for the Jets. Looks like, I'm not sure if that was a communication or not. Fields was looking to pass. He might have also been trying to hand the ball off there to Breece Hall. It was Josh Reynolds and Garrett Wilson in the end zone covered. Now it's 3rd and goal here. Can the Steelers defense bend but not break here? From the 10-yard line, 3rd and goal. Fields dropping back to pass. Stepping up, running to his right. Fields now going to tuck. He's going to try to run. He gets to the pylon. He's going to be short. He's going to be down at the 1-yard line. Stepped up and then leaked out to his right. Brandon Eccles, the former Jet, chops down Fields. He was trying to Superman extend and reach for the pylon there. Did not get it. He is every bit of that 1 yard short. Now at the 1 here. Here's a interesting choice here for the Jets, but we got a man down. Is that Cam Hayward? Yeah, Cam Hayward is down on a knee, ladies and gentlemen, at the goal line. They're looking at his face here. Did he get a pellet in his eye? Did he? What's going on here? Hayward is down on a knee, fist on the ground at the goal line. I was watching the replay there of the Brandon Eccles hit. Hayward was, running that direction, but didn't appear to be in any sort of discomfort. He'll have to sit out this crucial 4th and goal here if the Jets decide to go for it. Does look like from Hayward's actions here, it looks like he might have gotten a turf pellet in his eye, but he got it out. Regardless here, still digging at his eye. Maybe they'll get some sort of fluid on the sideline, some eye drops, flush that out. But still, the Jets, 4th and 1 here, they're going to go for it. And you would like to have Cam Hayward out there, regardless of how you feel about how he's doing in this game. This is a massive rep that Cam Hayward is going to miss. 4th and goal from the 1 yard line, and it is a long one. It's not like it's, the half yard line. No, it is from the 1 here. Fields has done a couple of QB sneaks here today. But before we get to the play here, it looks like we got a timeout for the Steelers. So the Hayward injury, I wonder, does that void away that? Does that void that Hayward has to sit out a rep? I'm a little scuzzy on that. If anybody else is a better football expert than I am, I wonder, does he just have to, does he legitimately have to sit out a play, or is it just, another whistle that he has to sit out? I don't know. It doesn't look like he's out there right now. Look like the Steelers are going with 5 down defensive linemen: Logan Lee, Y.A. Black, Keanu Benton, and Isaiah Loudermilk out there. Would be a hell of a time to have a big man rep for big, sexy Y.A. Black right here. Some other big thumping linebackers like Malik Harrison are in there as well. The Jets have tried a couple of sneaks here today, and they've worked. Fields lines up under center. Heavy package with 2 tight ends. Breece Hall is the back. They're going to fake the handoff to Hall, and Fields is going to keep it, and he's going to run right into the end zone, completely and totally unbeknown to the Steelers defense. And there's an offensive lineman and a player down for each team here. Malik Harrison down for the Steelers. Olu Fashanu, the left tackle, down for the Jets. Faking the handoff there, completely and totally fooled the Steelers. Justin Fields laughing and high-stepping his way to the end zone. Or excuse me, that was John Simpson, the left guard. Jets are going to go for 2 here to make it a 3-point game. 32-31 now is the score. They can make it a lead by a field goal here. If not, the Steelers just 1 point. They would need to recapture the lead. Cam Hayward back out there for this 2-point conversion play. Still completely ugly, that touchdown they just gave up to Fields. And now we got another timeout here. Who called the timeout here? Why is my screen frozen? It's the Jets. The Jets calling their second timeout. So they got just 1 remaining here for the remainder of these 7 minutes. Aaron Glenn laughing with Justin Fields before the 2-point play. So I guess nothing, in terms of not having the play right there. They just wanted to get a picture of what the Steelers defense is lining up as. Seven and 1 Iron Eagle and J.J. Watt talking about Jalen Ramsey's penalty and how that could be costly. Was a little bit of a sketchy call. Here we go. Now comes the 2-point conversion. 12 personnel here for the Jets. Breece Hall to Justin Fields' left. Josh Reynolds in motion. Fields looking, firing to the end zone, and it is incomplete! Looking for Garrett Wilson in the corner of the end zone. Josh Reynolds and Garrett Wilson running the same direction. The Steelers ultimately had 3 DBs in the vicinity, and I think that was Darius Slay who was able to bat the ball away. Yeah, it was Slay who got his hand on that. Thornhill, Ramsey, and Slay all around Garrett Wilson. Not a, really good idea for Fields to throw with those 3 around any bit more. But regardless, the Jets, they are back up on top. The back and forth tit for tat offensive showcase going on between these 2 teams is going to continue here. Steelers down by 1 with I think just under 7 minutes left in this ball game. Let's go back to the comment section real quick. Echelon, Aaron Rodgers, best QB ever. I don't care. He's certainly putting on a performance like he's the 4-time MVP so far today, stat line wise, though it'll all be for naught if Steelers offense can't continue their success coming up here. Just haven't seen our offense do this in a while. Yeah. And it's hilarious. That's what makes the defensive, completely crapping the bed here even that much harder to bear. Because now, if the defense was even playing like half of what they're paid, Steelers would be up nice and breezy in this game right now. But instead, they're playing catch-up right now. My favorite QB ever, says Echelon. Fields is doing well. Proud of Fields, even though he's an enemy at the moment. Yeah. You credit to him. I mean, he is balling out there right now. That's a bogus call on Ramsey. Yep. Come on, Aaron, save us. Yeah. Let's see if A-Rod can continue this vintage performance and put on the Superman cape here for this next drive here for the Steelers, one of their final drives of the ball game. The Steelers can continue their success. They started running the ball a little bit more on that previous drive. That set up the pass. Let's see if they can continue that this upcoming drive. Let's keep an update here on the some scores around the leagues. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Atlanta Falcons, third quarter of that game, they are tied at 10. Cincinnati Bengals midway through the third, they are up 14-10 still. Colts are still 20-0 up on the Dolphins. Kickoff here fielded by Kenneth Gainwell this time. And Gainwell, Kenny G up past the 30, up past the 35, and he's finally tackled down there. And that is why I think the Jets were avoiding kicking to him all day until now. Kenneth Gainwell, I like Caleb Johnson. I think he's going to be good for this team. But as a kick returner, maybe not so much. They finally, I think Kenneth Gainwell, that's his first return of the ball game. He gets a nice return up to the 35-yard line right there. Just real quick, recapping the scores around the league. 10-7, the Patriots up on the Raiders. Cardinals taking the lead over the Saints 17-10. Giants, Commanders up in that one 14-3. Aaron Rodgers faking the handoff to Kenneth Gainwell, tries to get a screen going there, but the Jets sniffed that out every single bit of the way. Loss of at least 4, maybe 5 on the play. And the last score update, Jaguars still in the second quarter against the Panthers, 10-3. Wonder if there's some nasty weather rolling through Jacksonville, that game is only still in the second quarter. But what do all those games have in common, except for maybe the Colts game? They're all close, low-scoring games. Instead, here we got a close but high-scoring game. An official loss of 5 on that screenplay to Kenneth Gainwell. Aaron Rodgers getting rid of that one, and it's almost picked off by Brandon Stevens. 2nd and 15. The Jets brought the pressure. Now it's going to be 3rd and 15. Another bad rep from Broderick Jones at left tackle. He is just getting absolutely overmatched in every single way by Will McDonald today. And even on that one, Jermaine Johnson, the right outside linebacker, got inside on Troy Fautanu. Rodgers back to pass on 3rd and 15. Rodgers going to get sacked. He got absolutely destroyed by Quinnen Williams. Quincy Williams smoked him. And that was the worst offensive series of the day for the Steelers. 3 and out. Completely and utterly uncompetitive. The offensive line does not do any favors for Aaron Rodgers. This punt here from Corliss Waitman, it's going to hit at the 40, picked up by Xavier Gibson on the bounce, and he'll get ahead up and out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Flag down on the play. Let's see who it is on. James Pierre and Alex Highsmith, who is coming on the field, pointing in the direction of the Jets. Now the line judge and the referee, they convene, and we got an illegal block in the back on the Jets, so a 10-yard penalty. And that is on Quantez Stiggers. (32-31) remains the score here. A-Rod time. This is hilarious. Big time game. Well, Rodgers can't do anything if Broderick Jones is a human turnstile, and the Steelers' offensive line keeps getting manhandled back into his lap. Regardless of how this game turns out, on the list of things that went wrong today for the Steelers, which there is a pretty long list, Aaron Rodgers, he certainly will not be on that list. He has balled out today, 4 touchdowns. And now the fate of this ball game is back in the hands of the Steelers. Or back in the hands of the Steelers defense, I should say. going up against an offense that has had their way all game long. All smiles from head coach of the Jets, Aaron Glenn. He feels confident that this game is in the bag. The Jets from their own 21-yard line here. Motion man is the tight end, Mason Taylor. Throw over the middle here by Fields, caught, and not much more beyond that 5-yard catch for Josh Reynolds. Maybe even got 6. Tackle by Brandon Eccles, who's pretty much the slot corner for the rest of this ball game. I haven't paid attention. I don't think Joey Porter Jr. has been spotted out there since he was on the sideline pacing without a helmet. 2nd and 5 here. Breece Hall, the back. Tight end motions in as the fullback. Handoff to Hall. Hall wrapped up this time by Cam Hayward, only gets a gain of about 2.5 yards. The Jets, in every single way, exceeding stupendously their rushing statistics from last year. It's going to be 3rd and 3 here. Jets can do pretty much whatever they want here. They can run it where they've had success, keep the clock rolling, or they can pass it. Justin Fields has been excellent there. Instead, Fields is going to keep it, and Fields is not going to get there. Faked the handoff, pulled it from Breece Hall. Juan Thornhill. And I want to say the other man in there, Chuck Clark, the 2 safeties for the Steelers. I know that was Alex Highsmith. He was the one who read that Fields was getting that ball, sort of threw Fields off balance, and then Chuck Clark came in after it and got Fields down, lost on the play of 2 yards, 4th and 5 now. Does Danny Smith, special teams, have one more play in him right here? McNamara, the punter, stands at his own 12. Gets the ball. Punt is away. Calvin Austin backpedaling to his own 18, and he fair catches it. Had a man coming quickly at him. James Pierre was trying his best to fend him off. An excellent punt there from McNamara, flipping the field quite well there. And now another chance for this Steelers offense. The defense, one of rare occasions today that they did their job. Excellent play by the former Jet, Chuck Clark. Now they're showing the highlight tape of Aaron Rodgers today. Now can we see him have one more solid drive put in for him today? Time on the clock. 3 minutes, 13 seconds. Steelers still have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. If I am them, try to get some short yardage plays here. Take as much time off the clock as possible. Still only down by 1 point. Rodgers back to pass. Throw over the middle. Excellent catch there by Pat Freiermuth with a linebacker draped all over him. That's a gain of about 8 yards there. Was Muth hobbling there? Hopefully not. Steelers looking to move up tempo here. It was Marcelino McCrary Ball, the linebacker there. Rodgers again here. Jump play or free play here for Calvin Austin. Flag on the play. We got laundry. Rodgers taking a shot down the sideline to Calvin Austin. And Austin, for a majority of this ball game, doing quite well against Brandon Stevens. Draws the PI right there. New set of downs for the Steelers. They are into Jets territory. At least I believe so. Ball was a little bit out in front of Calvin Austin, but yep, an easy and clear grab of the arm there for Brandon Stevens on Calvin Austin. Rodgers, they're popping up the graphic here. 36 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime in his career. Third most amongst active quarterbacks. Kenneth Gainwell is the back. He's motioning all around. Rodgers takes the snap back to pass again, fires over the middle again, and oh my God, it's caught by DK Metcalf. Oh my goodness. That is the most insane thing I will ever see. A quick slant to DK Metcalf. It hits him in the hands. It juggles into the air, hits off of Jonnu Smith, and somehow still ended up back in the arms of DK Metcalf. That could have been picked. That could have been a lot of things there. Steelers going up tempo. That might be their last play before the 2-minute warning. A quick out. Quick, sideline throw to Calvin Austin. Gets only 1 yard, and yeah, that is going to be it. Down to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 9 for the Steelers. Austin's mad at himself. But what a play there. A couple of plays there from the Steelers consecutively. Nice catch by Pat Freiermuth over the middle. Calvin Austin draws the PI. And then a circus catch from DK Metcalf. I wish I could, better explain what that was. Metcalf had a man draped all over him, caught the ball like right here, popped up in the air. He got another hand on it, tipped it. It went off of Jonnu Smith. There was a linebacker for the Jets right there, too. That could have been picked. And then as Metcalf hits the ground, not even, aware of where the ball is, just lands pretty much right on his, left hip. And he had his arm there to corral it. Crazy. Back to the comment section here real quick. Burrow getting shut down. That's hilarious. Was in the shower, so I didn't see the fourth. That's why you went and got them. Bang, bang. Ball game coming. I'm hoping so. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Steelers are in the Jets territory. If I'm them, excellent job by the Steelers and Rodgers. Go fast tempo here. Get as much plays in as you can before the 2-minute warning. Now, we slow it down here a little bit. Up by 1 point. Let's slow it down a little bit. Run the ball with Jaylen Warren, maybe a time or two. Keep those quick hitters, to Metcalf and Freiermuth coming. Set yourself up in good position here. Even if you score a touchdown here, the way that this defense is playing today, you leave as little time as possible on the clock for the Jets. Because they have been, unstoppable today. I don't know if they're that good or if this defense is that bad. Probably both. But if you're the Steelers offense, let's get points here any way we can, and let's get the hell out of here. Looking here real quick. All right. Real quick. 9 of you in here right now. Welcome. Please subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. I appreciate you joining me here. Literally back in 30 seconds here to finish up this ball game. All right, ladies and gents, back here. Not quite 30 seconds. 2 minutes left in the ball game. Steelers at the Jets 40. Kenneth Gainwell, the back. He's been out there a ton today to the left of Rodgers. Rodgers, quick hitter here to Jonnu Smith. He's going to try to make something out of nothing. They're going to lose yardage on the play. It's now a 3rd and long for the Steelers. They tried to set up the screen with Jonnu Smith. And now it's 3rd and 12, I believe is what this is going to be. 3rd and 11, actually. Steelers under 50% today on 3rd down conversions. They're 4 for 9. The field goal target line on the screen here is at the 39-yard line. Steelers from the 43. Rodgers now going to take a timeout here. Second charge timeout here for the Steelers. Rodgers comes over, having a quick conversation with Artie Smith. Might have just been trying to get a picture, a snapshot of what the defense is lined up as here. Back to the comments here real quick. Chris, welcome. How bad was the defense today? Out of country, unable to get the game over here. It's bad, Chris. It's real bad. It is a defense getting paid $158 million that isn't even playing to the potential of half of that. Bad. Clearly missing Derek Harmon, and I know I'm saying that even though he's a rookie. Run issues, stopping the run, still a problem, just like what we saw last year in Baltimore. Justin Fields, when he's had to throw, the few times that he's thrown, he's been precise. However, our only saving grace now is that Aaron Rodgers, he has had a turn back the clock type of performance here, and he's going to need something big here on 3rd and 11. A minute 12 remaining. Rodgers takes the snap. Chucks up a ball for Calvin Austin, and it is incomplete. And no flag. No flag. Calvin Austin looking everywhere for a penalty, and that was close there between Brandon Stevens and Calvin Austin looking for another back shoulder play. And now this is going to be a very, very long field goal for Chris Boswell. A 60-yard attempt for Bos. He nailed one earlier from far away. This one's even farther. Snap down from the midfield logo. Kick is on the way, and it is good! Chris Boswell nails it! And the Steelers again! Aaron Rodgers, Danny Smith fired up. The Steelers have the lead. Chris Boswell, Mr. Automatic. Everyone was saying, how's he going to be? People have been joking, but not so much that he's been golfing more than he's been, kicking this offseason. But from 60, literally from the midfield logo, he nails it. And that could have probably been good from 65 as well. It was never in doubt. Aaron Rodgers fired up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a minute 3 left in this ball game. That is a lot of time. That is so much time, especially with how the Steelers defense has been going today and how good the Jets offense has been. It's not even funny. That is a ton of time here. 7 lead changes, I think, is what they just said for this ball game today. Kickoff for Chris Boswell. It is fielded at the 1-yard line. This is going to be brought out here by number 82 for the Jets. Tackle there by Chuck Clark. He got stiff-armed a little bit. Some jawing between those two after the fact. Who was that for the Jets that brought it out? 82. That's the Jets defense. Arian Smith. Rookie wide receiver out of Georgia. So now, again, the Steelers defense, the fate is in their hands. The field goal range for the Jets looks like they're putting it at the 37-yard line for the Steelers. The Jets start this drive from their own 31. Fields back to pass. Looking, fires over the middle. Caught there by number 16, Tyler Johnson. That's going to be about a 6-yard gain. 2nd down now. Clock continuing to roll. 45 seconds and still ticking down. Jets have only 1 timeout left. Fields lines his team up real quickly. 2 receivers to each side. Fields, pressure, avoids, fires. It's going to be broken up. Jalen Ramsey all over. Arian Smith. Or excuse me, not Arian Smith. Josh Reynolds. Tight coverage there by Jalen Ramsey. He was supposed to move all around today for the Steelers defense, but with the absence of Joey Porter Jr., he's strictly an outside corner right now, draped all over Josh Reynolds right there. 3rd and 3 now. The clock stopped with exactly 30 seconds left in this ball game. 20 yards to get to the field goal target line. Fields back to pass. Stepping up. Fields gets rid of it. Incomplete. The Steelers brought pressure. Not sure if it was Alex Highsmith or Patrick Queen who got to Fields. He was just trying to throw it in the vicinity of his running back, Breece Hall, who was in there to pass block on that play. It was Patrick Queen who got to Fields, and now 4th and 3. Will either of these coaches call their timeout here? Rodgers pumping up the crowd. They said it was going to be roughly 40,000 Steelers fans in there at MetLife Stadium today. They are ringing right now. Snap by Fields, back to pass. Looking, stepping up, fires, complete. No, broken up. It's broken up. Let's go. Let's go. Turnover on downs by the Steelers defense. And guess who it is? The man who we've been talking about all day on defense, Jalen Ramsey. Fields stepping up, looked like he was going to run for the first down. Fired it over towards the sideline. Garrett Wilson had it. And then low man wins. Jalen Ramsey. Seek and destroy on Garrett Wilson. Breaks up the pass. And the Steelers, for all the troubles that the defense had today, for all the ugly football, all the back and forth, the drama, they are going to escape with the victory. Jalen Ramsey in there for victory formation. The kneel down by Aaron Rodgers. And the two big newcomers of the offseason, Ramsey and Rodgers, they deliver and they save the Steelers in week 1. Oh my, I got it. I can't breathe. Oh my goodness. Wow. I didn't even update the scoreboard. I was so locked in. The final score, ladies and gentlemen. The Pittsburgh Steelers 34. The New York Jets 32. Stars of the game. They are easy for me. And they come down to what just happened within the last 2 minutes of this ball game. Chris Boswell, 2 for 2 today. With 2 long field goals. The game winner from 60 yards. Aaron Rodgers, a vintage 4-time MVP Super Bowl champion performance today for A-Rod. 22 for 30, 244 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And then the final star of the game, he just made the big play of the day. Jalen Ramsey had a couple of clutch PBUs today. 2 on the stat sheet they officially count him with. Also had a quarterback hits. Also had 1 quarterback hit. Ramsey, 3 total tackles today. 2 of those for solo. But none bigger than that last one we just saw right there. It looked like the Jets were going to continue their drive and have a chance. Fields stepped up, threw it over towards the sideline where Wilson, for a hot minute, was wide open. Wilson caught the ball, did not secure it. Jalen Ramsey, while Wilson is still in the air, pops him, forces the breakup. And Evan Washburn now interviewing Aaron Rodgers. Look at my hair. It's crazy. That's what this game did. It drove us crazy today. The Steelers escape. Literally escape. That is the only way that you can view this win. It wasn't a good team victory. No, they escaped with a victory. And they were bailed out by the 2 top newcomers in Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Rodgers today, with a little bit of help from Chris Boswell being just an automatic beauty. He can play all the golf he wants if he keeps nailing 60-yarders with ease like that. Insane. Rodgers, for the first time in his career, he's getting the post-game interview with Evan Washburn right now. For the first time in his career, goes into a road venue where he once played. I'm sure for the most part, a hostile environment, but Steelers Nation, they did their job. They took it over. He goes in there and puts to bed some New York Jets fans who are preying upon his downfall. Now all they're left to do is say, why the hell didn't he do that when he was here last year? Now Rodgers, after the interview, going to go meet with some old Jets teammates of his. Jalen Warren, a touchdown today. I think Calvin Austin had another touchdown reception. 2 touchdown receptions, that is. And then who had the fourth? Oh, Jonnu Smith on the pump pass. He had that reception as well. Outstanding job today by the Steelers. A heart attack type game. Steeler football is definitely back. Because that was you went through a whole roller coaster of emotions there. There's no other way to put it. So thank you one more time for all of you joining me here today. I appreciate it as always. Steelers, they get the win 34-32. One of the rare, at least in the early slate of football games today, one of the rare shootouts, high scoring affairs, probably the highest scoring affair that you're going to see this weekend. They get out with the victory. Rodgers, Ramsey doing their thing, especially Rodgers. Thank you for joining me. One final time, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live or when I upload. Again, we will be back here live tomorrow night. I'm sure to break this whole thing down and have more reactions and stuff like that. And then we will, I'm sure, talk about this pretty much all day tomorrow. So with that, thank you. Have a good rest of your Sunday night. Go recoup from this game that probably shaved years off of our lives. And we'll reconvene here tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Great game. Thank you, Flacco. Thank you for coming. THP, Chris, Crystal, Flacco, Echelon, everyone else who commented here today. I appreciate all of you guys keeping me interacting with you fine folks throughout the game today. Back here tomorrow. Peace. Talking more Steelers ball. They escaped. Final score, 34-32.